Hey guys, this week's episode of The Read is being brought to you by Talkspace, the online therapy company that lets you message a licensed therapist from anywhere at any time. The Talkspace platform has over 2,000 licensed therapists who are experienced in addressing life challenges that we all face. So to match with your perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, go to Talkspace.com/read and use the code READ to get $45 off for your first month and show your support for the show. Let them know we sent you, and let's start.
Okay, so I did not watch a movie this week.
Got it.
Instead of Name That Movie, we're going to play Name That Tune.
Girl, okay.
I am going to give you a lyric to an incredibly popular song.
Girl.
Not some random obscure shit that only I listened to in Oklahoma in the early 90s.
So not Honky Tonk Badonka Donk.
Not Honky Tonk Badonka Donk, which is a classic.
It's actually not.
But anyway, this is a song that literally every Black American knows.
Okay.
May not know the title. We usually, we sometimes don't know the title of this.
Oh, one of those.
But you will know the song.
Okay.
Did you know that true love asks for nothing? Her acceptance is the way we pay. Did you know that life has given love a guarantee to last through forever and another day?
Are you finished?
I am.
I don't know.
Why did you do?
That song from Mahogany.
What?
I don't know.
What is Mahogany?
Movie with Diana Ross. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Wow, that's Stevie Wonder. Oh my God, you don't know Az?
Oh.
Okay. Yes, you do. You know what?
You said, did you know? And I heard Diana Ross.
All right, well, I mean, maybe the song was in that movie. Don't know that movie.
Or maybe this is bullshit because this isn't the game.
I mean,
so
that as well. But, I mean, you throw bullshit at me all the time, so
sure.
You'll be all right.
Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the show. I am Eleanor Shulstrup.
Oh, my God, that is my fucking show. Woo. Then I will be Tahani Al-Jamil.
And this is The Read.
God, that's such a good show. Shout out to The Good Place on NBC.
Fantastic program.
Very, very good.
Welcome back. Here we are, still in December, waiting for this shit show to be finished. Let's start things off with some Black excellence. This week, we're going to give Black excellence to Zoey's Dolls.
Yes. Shout out to Quay Quay.
Thank you for the introduction, Quay Quay. So, Zoey's Dolls is an initiative started by Zoe Terry, a 12-year-old girl from Miami.
Okay, I see you, Miami.
Oh my goodness. So, I was introduced to this program through Serena Williams' Baby's Dolls Instagram's page.
Yes, me too.
Because Quay Quay's got merch coming.
Thank God. I actually already bought my hoodie and my t-shirt.
Okay. So you can purchase merch for Olympia's baby doll. 100% of the proceeds of this first drop are going to Zoey's Dolls. What Zoey's Dolls is an organization that this young girl created to give out Black and brown dolls to Black and brown girls for the holidays and beyond.
How beautiful.
So I'm just going to read a taste of the About page here, just because it's fantastic, and I'm also going to urge you, once I'm finished, to go over to the website, because there are things for you to do. But it says, when Zoey was younger, her mom would teach her the spirit of giving by asking her to give away one of her toys at Christmas time. Right before Zoey's 6th birthday, I know.
I would have failed miserably
each year.
Oh,
each
God.
Year.
Oh, God.
I would just not get nothing.
My little selfish ass would not have been up for that at all.
Right before Zoey's 6th birthday, she told her mom that she didn't want to give away a toy at Christmas anymore, which sounds like me. Mood. But we're going to go left. Zoey exclaimed that instead of giving a toy away at Christmas, she wanted to do something totally different. She wanted to use her birthday to give little brown dolls to little brown girls who did not have dolls to play with. And that was all she wanted for her birthday. That was the start of Zoey's Dolls.
Wow.
It was also important for her to give away little brown dolls to little brown girls because when she was in kindergarten, she was bullied because of how she looked and teased because of her, quote, puffy and kinky hair. She wanted other little brown girls not to feel like she felt when she was teased. And she wanted little brown girls to know that their image was beautiful.
Wow.
For her birthday, Zoey decided to kick off her initiative, Zoey's Dolls. She asked all of her family and friends to purchase at least one new doll, particularly dolls of color representing the African/African-American, Hispanic, and Caribbean spectrum, from October 19th to December 20th, and drop the dolls off at various drop-off locations. Zoey takes the donated dolls and distributes them to little girls at Christmas time in need of toys.
Wow.
She also ships all across the world to different countries for kids in need of toys.
That's beautiful.
For Christmas. You can actually yourself do some donating. You can go over to zoeysdolls.com. Remember when I said there were other things? Honey, they've got ambassador programs. They've got entrepreneur programs. They've got fitness experiences. They've got something I love, which is called Love Letters to Black Girls, where you can actually write like letters of encouragement, poems and things like that for young Black girls to encourage and empower them, and they send those out. But another reason I want you to go to zoeysdolls.com, that's ZOE-dolls.com, is because over here on the right tab, you'll see a photo of her. It says hello and welcome, with a little paragraph underneath it about herself. And then there's an audio here that you can click on. I'm not going to play it because I want you to go.
Okay.
But basically, I'll say it's Zoey giving you a roundup of how things work in her organization, and you just need to hear it. Your ears need to hear it, and go and do that. So thank you, Zoey, for doing great things, for being a slice of positivity out of Miami, for inspiring so many of us, and thank you to Quay Quay for introducing me to her and to her organization. Thank you so much for doing the Lord's work.
Man, yes, thank you, Quay Quay, which I still cannot believe I follow this doll and completely invested in her life.
I follow a doll baby.
I follow Olympia Ohanian and her fucking baby.
And I'm thoroughly entertained by both.
Oh, yeah, no, Quay Quay is everything. Look, that puppy not long for this world. As soon as she have a clear way to come at that puppy next, she gonna do it. But yeah, this is a beautiful story. I love it. And I just can't believe that there's somebody in this world who like was that pure of heart at such a young age. Like the only holiday I wanted to share less than Christmas was my birthday.
Yeah, those were the two where they're just mine.
Damned, right? The last thing I would have ever considered was giving other people presents on my birthday and not getting nothing else. Woo! What an incredible person.
Let me tell you who's going to the good place.
Okay. Damn, should have already racked up enough points for life.
All right, well, now into our trash segment where things go south. This is Hot Tops, Chitty Chitty Bang Bottom. Where to begin? Here we go. First things first, y'all won. Michelle Williams has announced that she's no longer engaged to that white man with the black name. She and Chad Johnson have officially ended their engagement. Happy days are here again.
Y'all
I don't know.
Won. You know what? That actually is an accurate use of y'all won, because I fully believe it is social media pushback and watching how he treated her on that show.
Yeah, unlike what Culture Daddy was talking about, I was actually hoping. No, I'm sorry, Michelle.
Yeah, no, but we all were, girl. When we realized that white man wasn't actually no good for you and was like trying to blow off your real concerns as a mental health issue or why you didn't take your meds today or some shit, he had to go. Like
that comment in itself is just so
we didn't like
gross.
It no.
But then for it to be the response to, well, maybe you just don't understand my communication because I was raised black and you very simply were not.
Right.
Like,
which is something your husband, fiance should be able to acknowledge.
I mean, because that's just a hard fact.
We cannot date white people who don't acknowledge racial differences.
I just refuse to do it.
No.
I just won't
It's hard enough to date white people anyway. And then you want to be ignorant on top of that?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would totally date a white guy, but like, where's that white guy?
I was going to say, me and a white woman, bitch, please. Picture the white woman.
I don't even know if that is if
that
woman is on there.
Don't know that
like,
she
I don't
exists.
even.
No, really don't think she breathes.
So not sure.
Nope. Really
I want to meet her. Like, if she's out there, I want to meet that bitch because she's got the key to glory.
That's a unicorn ass bitch right there.
She knows Jesus.
Chad Johnson had to go.
Knows him. He had to be feet. Michelle took to her IG Live where people drop off loads of their press releases these days. And it says, I still remain fearless. I guess I still remain single. Things didn't work out. Yeah, I mean, that was just funny.
I like it.
Things didn't work out. The healing that needs to take place is a must. I don't want to destroy another relationship. Blessings to him, his family, and his ministry. # fearless. Well, Michelle, honey, one thing that nobody will ever take away from you is that you're Michelle Williams.
Yep.
And a forever beloved member of one of the greatest, if not the greatest, girl groups ever.
Right. You got Beyonce's real phone number. As she reminded us when people were like, why you not wishing Beyonce happy birthday? She's like, bitch, because I can text her. I'm like, you hoes.
Like the twins were in my message.
Like, Instagram is all y'all can do.
You have to zoom in on an already zoomed in photo that was not given to you to get a glimpse of an earlobe.
I've seen those kids and they've seen me.
We know each other.
Well, you and I can't relate.
So, quite frankly, your comments on my ex-white man, keep them.
But he really did have to go.
Yeah, like trying to learn how to crip walk or whatever the fuck they was doing on that show.
Woo.
I don't know.
Busy.
Just
in overtime.
Goodbye.
No, sir.
Speaking of Culture's daddy, he's in his feelings. Cardi B is still booked to perform places, so that's what she's doing. She recently performed in Chicago where she switched up some lyrics from Motorsport, from I told him the other day, him being Offset, that we should sell that porn, to I told him the other day, yeah, we gonna get a divorce. Offset rushed to Twitter to tweet the following. He said, fuck y'all, I miss Cardi. My response to that was simply, I'm still figuring out what we did. Like, I don't know.
Like, you're still talking about us, but none of us cheated on Cardi B.
Like, I didn't deliver your dick to no pussy.
I didn't do it.
I didn't send your dick on a single journey.
Ain't no hoes on TMZ crying because they broke up my happy home with Cardi B.
Don't know anything about them.
You did that, nigga. And did you see all the fuck niggas rushing to his defense on Instagram?
Oh, yeah. The Illuma nigga is a real thing. And it exists. It's a real thing that exists. And I just want you guys to be the Illuminigga, whatever you want to call it. Woo. It's kind of like tomato. So yeah, they came in droves to defend Offset for being trash. Rappers like 50 Cent encouraged Cardi B to stay.
Really,
that
Curtis?
Nigga that sings that back and forth song posted a meme that says life is too short to be leaving niggas just because they cheated.
Is that what his song called? His song is called Back and Forth?
I ain't going back and forth with y'all niggas.
Oh, I haven't actually heard it. People keep telling me that Lil Duval has a song.
You've never heard it?
Mm-mm.
God got something special set up for you.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, friend.
Because he placed so many barriers along your path to bless you from that. How have you never heard that song?
I don't click the explore page on my Instagram.
That's a great starting place.
I literally never do.
That's a great place to begin.
So I feel like that is what has kept me.
Actually, you know what? If I hadn't, there's a good chance I wouldn't have heard it.
I really think that's it. Yeah. I do not look at the explore page. I do not want to know what the people I follow like. Y'all niggas is weird.
Anyways, life's too short to be leaving niggas just because they cheated. # take Offset back is the hashtag that the Illuminigga is choosing to use.
Gross.
Rapper T.I. responded to this meme and said,
now, of all the bitches who should have kept their mouth shut.
What is it? Move this caption shit out the way. I can't read what it says here. He said, basically, the nigga agreed. I don't know why. What the fuck is this bullshit in the way? I can't read what the fuck this shit says. But
it was something dumb.
It was something dumb. And it was him agreeing with like, what the fuck, Twitter? So my personal belief is that it just says I totally agree.
Well, that is dumb.
Did all that for
like, I mean, and you would totally agree because Lord knows you stay cheating on Tiny and she stay going back to your ass.
Life's too short to be leaving niggas just because they cheated. You agree with that, T.I.? You were ready to fight an undefeated boxing champion at the Johnny Rockets.
I actually love to see.
For a dance.
Floyd Mayweather rock that nigga.
They danced.
That was it.
At a party. Was it Mariah's party? I don't remember. Somebody's party. They danced together, maybe took a picture.
And that was
And enough. You were ready for blows. So how do you agree?
We don't care, sir.
And Tiny has things. You know, like Tiny has things. Tiny's on tour right now off of the strength of her things.
Right.
So it's not even like...
Even though her things would be stronger had she not sacrificed so many of her years to, you know...
These are true
staying at
statements.
home because her man didn't want her to work. Like,
these are facts.
Yeah, he didn't want you to be too independent because then you'll fly right on away from his ass.
And even if Tiny, you know, shopped at Nordstrom for a living, that doesn't make this statement true.
No, it does not.
However, I'm just so confused by the gall. Yeah, so
these niggas.
You should instead deal with a nigga putting his penis and his other things wherever he wants to, but also the embarrassment of each and every time.
Yep.
You cheat on one of these girls.
Yep. It's gonna be.
We know.
Yep.
We see it. And then the bitch you cheated on wants to have a Q&A with TMZ and release a debut single and star in some shit on TV One, probably.
Not TV One, Lord.
But, bitch. Like, what? The Illuminica is in full force. I honestly think that Offset, Future, as well as T.I. are... going around the nation, probably the world, doing recruitment in hooded robes. I'm imagining the robes to probably be lined with some sort of gold, some gaudy ass shit.
Yeah, you know,
or like,
something that new money niggas love.
Yeah, maybe the inside of it is just made out of $100 bills. And it probably always smells like, you know, the seat of a stripper's G-string. But...
that is vivid.
You know, good luck to all those involved. You know, I mean, I understand you missing the mother of your child, and all of those things. I just don't understand why we must be cursed. Right. Because I didn't do anything.
What does this have to do with the rest of us is the real question here. Like, you can miss her all you want to, but like we just said, it's not our fault she left you. It's like your fault. So you should really be dealing with that on your own. Like internally, that should be you reflecting and then turning around and putting all of it on the internet like this is just, we don't need to be involved.
Don't need any of that.
I'm actually really glad to see Cardi leave that nigga. I hope she does not go back. Especially since it doesn't seem like for all of this nigga shit, all these shenanigans on the internet, none of it has been... You know, I'm deeply, madly in love with this woman. I violated her trust and I broke her. It's just my feelings. Like, niggas are still centering themselves and how miserable they are without you. And it's like, okay, well, but you did this. So how bad am I supposed to feel for you?
The logic. I don't honestly, see the logic. I just can't find the logic.
Straight women are putting up with all kind of shit, man. I just cannot. That's too much. And the fact that a lot of men really feel like life is too short for women to leave them simply because they cheated, when they would absolutely leave a woman for cheating on them.
See, that's the sting. That's the thing. Like, you gotta stand up in that statement.
Come on.
You gotta stand up in that whole entire thing. If that's how the fuck you feel, cool. But when she takes her pussy out to pasture, I want you to stick to that feeling. Yep. You can't be ready to kill people literally because, you know, she left a hard eye emoji. Because not only are you niggas going to the extremes over any sign of infidelity or cheating or whatever you would like to call it, cheating doesn't even need to take place, okay?
Yep.
Mama could just go out to the club and have a good time and appreciate that niggas are acknowledging that she's a bad bitch.
Yep.
Now you got to set the whole block on on fire. The whole boulevard got to go up in flames because you won't stand for it.
Niggas
but you talking about life is too short.
Like, just get the fuck on out of here, man.
Just no.
You know what? I heard the melody to Mariah's song playing in my head as soon as I said it.
Because it's classic and it's meant for all occasions.
It's catchy. And that is a nice thing I said about it. So,
speaking of Future, he's back into a legal whirlwind with Ciara over Future.
Help us, God.
Or current Future, present Future. So Ciara is asking a judge to force Future Senior into mediation so that they can decide on a travel itinerary for Future Junior, who's 4 now. According to this report, Ciara is alleging that when Future does have the baby, he goes over to grandma house or mama house, Mima, grandma, whoever, right? Because Future has, songs to write and lean to guzzle and
new women to impregnate,
lemon pepper wings to eat whilst scouting.
Okay. Well,
it's allegedly weighing on the child, and then Ciara wants to hammer this thing out and get things together.
Oh, okay.
She wants the judge to force him into mediation so they can figure this shit out, and if he won't do that, then they got to go to trial, or she wants to go to trial.
Well, damn. Sounds like Ciara is not playing about her baby. It would be one thing if Big Future was picking him up and taking him over to his grandma's house, and little Future was like so hyped to go to Mima's house and see all his cousins and play and all. Because honestly, I'm thinking about my childhood. That would have been me. I would have been like, hell yeah, let's go to Mima's house, because I know she done made something.
There is high fructose corn syrup at Mima's house. It's cool. Like, Daddy, go rap.
You could go do whatever it is
you want to. Just if I'm going over there where the fruit snacks are at.
Right. But if the baby is coming back home to Seattle upset and talking about how he didn't even really see Daddy the whole time he was gone and all that, then I could 100% understand Ciara being like, okay, so then why are you taking him if you not gonna do nothing with him?
But I could also see this 4-year-old who in his mind has Daddy is like in Seattle.
Oh, right.
Daddy is like, as long as I got snacks and a good amount of iPad time or whatever, I don't really...
Yeah, I mean, well, unfortunately, I don't really know Lil Future. So
or any of the other parties involved. We're working off of assumptions here,
right. Nothing but, gossip headlines like everybody else.
Right. But what is being reported is that Mama wants to get this whole shit ironed out. Meanwhile, Ciara allegedly has like 2 new girls pregnant, and the old baby mama mad at the 2 new.
Future has 2 new girls pregnant?
Who did I say?
You said Ciara got 2 new girls pregnant.
You never know. Ciara...
Whatever, she might.
Future's out here with a whole lot of situations going on as far as things his semen has done. So,
I mean, I just have not known Ciara over the past 4 years to do anything to the detriment of her child. So if she wants a judge to force them into mediation, I have to assume she wants it for a very good reason.
She also doesn't seem to be ever in a hurry to have anything to do with that child's biological daddy.
Right.
Ciara seems like if she never ever has to see the nigga, say his name, have a discussion, be a part of a discussion ever in her life again.
That's fine.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it don't really seem like this is something Ciara's doing because she just loves it or super wants to.
Right.
It's probably a wit's end thing.
How dare my baby daddy leave me and do me wrong? I'm going to drag him through court all the time.
It's more like,
I have found me a good man. We have gotten married. He's raising my son like his own. We have a daughter as well. Life is peachy over here. I wish I could just stay on this gravy train, but no. Lil Future's daddy have to come through here, breaking my baby's heart, making him upset. And so now I got to take this nigga to court because I'll be damned if you make my son cry. That's just the shit you have to deal with sometimes when your baby daddy ain't shit.
Nicki Minaj is in a new relationship with
oh my God, this
some
is
guy.
A fucking train wreck.
So the guy's name is Kenneth Petty, Kenneth Zoo Petty. I guess Zoo is his nickname.
Oh, okay.
I don't even want to know why.
Because he's a dog.
All right. They got dogs at the zoo.
He's an animal.
Probably. You're probably on the right track.
Yep, something like that.
You're close to it.
He goes ape shit.
I'm thinking you're on the street.
Yep,
I think that's what it is.
Something awful.
So, very quickly, when Nicki Minaj started sharing photos of herself with this gentleman, it was pointed out that he's a registered sex offender for some rape case back in the 90s.
Holy God.
I heard several stories about this. But Nicki Minaj says that he was 15, the girl was 16, they were in a relationship, and the mother apparently did not care for Sir Zoo.
Okay.
And so decided to take legal action against them.
It's not illegal for a 15-year-old and a 16-year-old to sleep together, especially if he's younger than her.
You know,
she would be the one going up for the rape charge if it was a statutory thing. So that doesn't make sense. I'm
with you.
Okay.
I'm just reading what's in front of my face.
You can't do nothing but report what you've been told.
All I can do is give you what I've seen.
That just don't curl over for me. You mean to tell... no. Sorry, no. Even if they were the exact same age. Now, what I initially heard was that he was 20 and she was 16.
That's what I heard first.
Right.
But this is what I'm reading. He was 15, she was 16 in a relationship, but go off internet. Y'all can't run my life. Y'all can't even run your own life. Thank you, boo.
Okay, but you can be in a relationship and still commit rape. Being in a relationship is not some sort of 24/7 yes pass to sex. So
again, this is true,
Nicki.
But that's not what this is.
Okay, great.
I don't have...
Well, look, I don't know what happened. I'm guessing this was 25 years ago because he's 40, right? If it happened when he was 15, so. I don't know what happened then. I just feel like this was the wrong way to confront the rumors.
Well, everybody's throwing around, her brother and then the 6ix9ine situation. So, she's even talking about suing some guy from Daily Mail TV for saying, she has a past of supporting registered sex offenders, I think talking about her brother. Mm-hmm. So she's like...
That is true. So suing him for what? For telling the truth? For being mean?
I don't
think you can do that. You do have a history of supporting sex offenders, literally supporting with your dollars. So I don't. Make it make sense.
Girl, here's the thing. I don't care about who you're dating, especially if I've never heard of them. So...
I don't know who this man is.
I don't know who he is. I also heard that they have a past together. They either dated long ago or they've known each other for many years. So this isn't some rapist that she just found off of the street. Jesus. It was hey, let's date.
Okay. It's the one she's known for a long time.
Shine you up. There's also some drama over I guess some girl that he just left, allegedly just left to date Nicki. She seemed to be very upset online. I mean,
well, of course she is.
Niggas do that.
Right. Yeah. That is just nigga shit. That's not a reason for me to be
I don't
angry.
care about that either.
I literally paid no attention until y'all told me this man was a rapist. And then I was like, wait a fucking minute. God, Nicki, it can't be that bad, girl. It just can't.
You know what, Onika, if you like it, honey, somebody love to date.
No, friend.
And you know who it is. So that's that. Let's move on to Young Miami of the City Girls sat down with Baller Alert to once again talk about her old tweets about beating the gay out her baby.
Why is she still talking about this?
Because it hasn't gone in a positive direction yet.
But that's largely because she keeps talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe this is better. Maybe this interview is better.
Well, I'm not even going to play the clip. Basically, what she said in the clip that I saw on Baller Alert's Instagram was that she has a gay cousin or had a gay cousin that she was really close with that confided in her, and he died. And so she doesn't want to see her son go through the things that he went through. But if he was gay, she would love him anyway.
So I just really need y'all to stop. First of all, okay. Sure. All right.
Literally the same thing I said.
To your dead gay cousin. Fine. But there's a big difference between I don't want my child to be gay. I beat his ass if I see, a hint of fag in him. True. And I don't want my children to be judged or persecuted by the world because of who they are. Those are just very different statements. And you would think somebody who gave birth to a black person would be able to understand that.
No, there's a lot of missing that point going on.
I just don't get that because it's you want to, or at least, if I am looking at this with just the absolute best of intentions coming from you, then what you want to say is that you don't want your child to be discriminated against by the world. But that's going to happen anyway because your baby's black.
Yeah.
So I mean, did you, when you were pregnant, were you like, oh, please be albino, please pass? Like, were you begging for your child to look white so that they wouldn't be discriminated against? No. So I'm not going to beg for my child to not be gay or trans because the world will hate them. The world is probably going to have a reason to hate my baby anyway.
She says she's grown now. She sees things totally different than when she tweeted that. If that's the case, go with God. Good for you, honey. Keep put some action behind those words.
Yes. Truly wish you would have just said this in the first place.
See, here's the thing. I feel like this is the fifth goddamn time that she done talked about this since these tweets have resurfaced.
Yes.
And now you talking to me about your dead gay cousin that you don't want. Like, I'm sorry. You could have said this so many times since City Girls was something.
Instead of doubling down on your ignorance over and over and arguing with people who were upset with you for it.
If you really see things differently now and you feel like you're grown now and you see the error in your ways, I want you to walk in the direction of that light. I, however, am too grown and not foolish enough to take whatever this is. Good for you. Great. You know what I'm saying? Everybody deserves their room to grow and things like that.
Yes.
What you won't have in that room is any of my money.
Yeah.
And that's just that.
Yeah. You deserve space to grow up, especially because she's still young. What is that girl, like 24, 25?
It's that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, of course, you deserve space to fuck up and grow from that. But you can't expect everybody to stay with you along the ride.
You
it doesn't work like that either.
You just can't do it.
All you can ask for is that people see the youth and the ignorance in you and that they excuse it because of those things. But you can't reasonably expect people to still support you, especially financially, while you shit on their existence.
And maybe she don't. I'm just making it known where I stand.
Yeah, I get it.
Good for you.
I mean, unfortunately for her, there's plenty of other, ratchet rappers out here that I can listen to. Like, Young Miami is not giving me anything particularly unique with herself. No shade. Maybe when JT gets out, things will be different.
Yeah,
but
we get the whole package.
Well, I mean, it's just we were introduced to y'all as a duo. And it was, we liked it. We fucked with it.
I liked JT better anyway.
Well, see, I try everybody. Okay. Why do all of y'all keep saying that to this girl? I swear, every time I see comments. Everybody is like, why you couldn't be the one in prison? I'm like,
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going that far.
Niggas are me.
I just prefer JT though.
I mean, yeah. So, all right. We really wish you would have said this 3 months ago, but okay.
It would have helped.
A lot.
Some singing person named Jacquees made a statement on Instagram recently proclaiming himself to be the king of rhythm and blues. And a lot of people have had emotions and feelings about that. I think my guess was because a lot of us might still be trying to figure out who Jacquees is or what
100%
song it is.
Definitely thought I was old for not knowing who he is.
I mean, I know I am.
So I couldn't even get upset about this because I literally have no idea who this little boy is.
Right. I was just like, he might be like an amazingly popular new talent. And this was not like the first time I'd ever heard of him or seen his face. I'd heard of him before. Oh, no. I think maybe within the past month or so, I learned that he wasn't a rapper. And then today, I took time out of my schedule to actually look for a song of his to see if I had heard it before. One of them I have, which is the I Know You Wanna Love, I Know You Wanna Fuck in my BED song.
Oh, that's who that is.
Yep, that's him. Okay.
Oh, so the song is called BED?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Not to be confused with.
Not to be confused with it.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you know where my mind was going. All right.
So after Jacquees.
I've heard that song.
Jacquees.
Didn't know who sang it.
Well, now you do, honey. Yeah. He after he called himself the king of R&B, loads of people came to the internet with their testimonies. Jay Holiday.
Nah, little nigga.
Was one of the first that I saw to have an issue with this, saying that there were only 3 kings of R&B.
This video made me mad.
Wait, which one?
This video of Jay Holiday. Yes, I hated it. I hated it.
First of all, I loved it because someone mistook him for the valet.
That was funny.
Mistook him for the valet on camera, and he addressed it.
Instead of just deleting the video and redoing it.
Or just not answering them.
You just, I don't know, baby, not in this Gucci jacket. Really, girl?
J. Holiday.
Do you really want us to know that you're wearing a Gucci jacket?
You don't have
Who cares?
Gucci teeth.
It's not like it's... All right. You didn't have to do that.
But it's just like priority.
I mean, did you even pay for that Gucci jacket? Please.
Well, I mean...
I don't know a J. Holiday song.
I didn't even know what I was trying to say. I tried to say something nice and nothing came over. Well, yes.
Yes.
And there's Suffocate, and then there's like one other song, but it might not be.
Oh, yeah. But see, he ain't the king of shit either. Well, how long ago was that? That J. Holiday put them songs
J.
out?
Holiday named... He went for Chris Brown, R. Kelly, and who else?
I thought the third was himself.
No.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, I think he said 4 and 5 are right here. Him and I don't know who the fuck that other nigga was.
I don't know. Probably Usher.
No, it might have been Usher.
Now I want to watch
I can't
the video. I got so disgusted after he said whatever one of them is from Chicago, and I was like, okay, no, I know you're talking about R. Kelly, and I don't want to watch this anymore.
Oh my goodness, loads of people had opinions. Tory Lanez, Tank, Shad Moss, Tyrese, Bobby Valentino, Diddy had input on it. I actually liked what he said, which was basically, if you going to call yourself the king of R&B, you need to have hits, you need to affect women in a positive way, and you need to be able to sing. Like sing, for real, sing. Like I felt like he kind of laid out the recipe quite nicely. So a lot of people were throwing out names. I don't even know where those names came from, if that's what we're going for, but to each their own. So yeah, lots of who's the king of R&B talk going. I refuse to acknowledge Robert in this discussion. He just ain't king of nothing in my opinion.
No, actually, you actually got me fucked up. I'm really trying to figure out who J. Holiday is talking about, because he said the first one sold 20 million on his first album. Who is that? It's not Chris Brown. The third one is from
he said Tappahannock.
Yeah, that's
Chris Brown.
So who is the first one? Who sold 20 million? Is it Michael Jackson?
I thought Michael Jackson first.
But Michael Jackson, I would have never called the king of R&B. He's literally called the king of pop.
Right. So I'm thinking it's either Usher or James Brown or something.
Okay, maybe. But Usher, 20 million? Maybe.
I don't know how many Confessions sold. I know it was a lot.
Yeah.
But that wasn't his first album.
Right. So
I don't know who that is. Y'all tell us. I don't care.
He probably did mean Michael Jackson. You know what? He probably did.
Maybe he did.
Did Luther Vandross sell 20 million?
Maybe he did. Maybe it's Steve. Did Stevie Wonder sell 20 million?
Oh, no. Back then, people wasn't selling albums like that.
I don't have an opinion on this, to be honest. I've never even really cared for male R&B music enough to be like... The king of R&B is like I have loads of R&B names, male R&B singers that I adore and have for a long time. Most of them never came up in this this conversation, and arguably I would understand why somebody would not necessarily call them the king of R&B. But loads and loads and loads of I don't even understand how some of these people are classified as R&B musicians, much less the king of, I don't know. Everybody have a great time.
I agree with John Legend when he said there is no real king of R&B when you think about it in like the Usher sense, where there was somebody who was dominating the charts, selling out a tour, actually sang R&B music and could actually sing and perform. Like John Legend sings his ass off, and he does sing R&B, but John Legend is not an Usher. He does not... He's not finna give you no moves on stage. Like, you're not about to get that kind of show out of John Legend. So
you should get some great ass R&B music.
I mean, you're gonna get some great tunes. Niggas love John B.
Wow.
I mean, niggas do love John B.
I mean, that's a fact too. That's true.
Also love John Legend. And I just thought he was like, because I'm sure people threw his name in the ring, but I think he's right. There's no real king of it. Like, there's nobody really dominating like that in R&B. Yeah.
Not for no dudes.
Really, not for the women either. Who's out there?
Well, you know what?
Making R&B. No, Beyonce is not.
This is a pop star.
Yeah, Beyonce's a pop star. Rihanna certainly is. And Rihanna is selling us panties and makeup, okay? She ain't thinking about music at all.
I will sing a fucking tune when I'm good and black ass goddamn Bayesian ready, bitch.
Right. And the women who can really sing, are not, society does not profile them and lift them up.
The industry and consumers don't even really give R&B artists grace for us to even talk about a king or queen.
Yeah, no, like it's not the 90s no more. It ain't no more Whitney and Mariah dominating the charts and that sort of thing. It's just not, all of it is this SoundCloud
Brandy
R&B.
on VH1.
sing.
So it's just giving, what is this?
Yeah. So, I would love to see somebody, especially on the male side. Now, at least on the women's side, I can give you a bunch of names of voices.
Oh.
On the men's side, I have no idea who can sing over there. None at all.
Not of like the new generation.
Yeah, no.
I can name some
about
like
Tevin Campbell and shit.
I can name some like singers in the past, maybe 6 or 7 years, guys that can definitely sing their asses off. But again, didn't see their names in the ring. I saw most of y'all talking about niggas who sing some shit produced by DJ Mustard or Mike Will Made It.
That's not
and
what
it's
we're
usually talking about vaginal secretions and
maybe Miguel. Miguel does R&B.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that at all. I think that's a great nomination. I don't know what word I was looking for. But again, I don't see Miguel as being like a king of R&B. Like,
right.
Hell, I was about to say Bruno.
But Bruno I was going to say Bruno as well, but Bruno's
it's not really R&B.
It's not. Like,
it's pop.
Right. He had a Teddy Riley ass album.
Oh, yeah.
And I love it.
You do.
I do.
You really do.
I love that shit. Mm-hmm. But Bruno Mars is not an R&B artist.
No.
And I like his voice, but he just isn't that. So.
R&B doesn't really have royalty, and that's because the girls haven't really given it that they really haven't given it that support or that push as it's had in, decades earlier or before. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, but this kid, Jacquees, sang, like, to me, when he said it, it sounded like something that shouldn't even be taken seriously. Yeah. This is all nigga. Like, clearly this is happening because of the male ego. Because when I watched that video of him saying it, it sounded like when niggas like be in a fight somewhere out on like Collins Avenue or something, and he'd be like, "I run these streets. This is my fucking city." Like, it isn't. Like, it completely belongs to the government. I mean, like, maybe like your tax dollars, if you pay them, might go to the streets themselves, but they're not.
Them, unfortunately.
They aren't yours.
No, I get what you're saying, but no.
So, you just sort of like let people have things when they're feeling their peak.
Nobody should have ever given Jacquees this much.
Not the time of day.
Jay Holiday really blew this up.
I mean, well, Jay Holiday, sure. But what else are you doing?
I just remember being like, okay, I don't know who Jacquees is, but I know you're not tossing your name in the hat, my nigga.
These are 4 and 5. And I know more Jay Holiday songs than Jacquees songs.
Well, yeah, but how many more? 2?
I could see Jacquees going his full career without me ever knowing a song of his, though.
Sure. I don't know how long he's been out now.
Look, couldn't tell you.
So, we're too old for this conversation. We over here like, you niggas don't even sing, first of all. Who amongst you can even fucking sing?
I don't even.
Every time you see these new niggas and somebody is Instagramming from their live show, you be like, what in the fuck was that?
Who are you?
Right. So, no thanks.
Like... Sir, when I heard about this, I was like, certainly he doesn't honestly think this. This person could not have been out long enough. And the fact that I cannot even, not only do I not like know of a song of his, I can't even name the title of one of his songs. He cannot truly believe that he is the king. But then I was like, oh, I'm 31. I'm not really a part of like the young people's social media vortex where you're like a certain age and you feel like all the things that 17-year-olds are tweeting about are like the extent of the world. Right. Like how that bitch that allegedly was going to have the threesome with Offset said that the world is watching her or whatever, some shit like that. Like, no, they're not.
They're not.
Not even a fraction. Like, even if we were limiting the conversation to like the entertainment world, like nobody cares about you.
Your social media profiles are not representative of what the real world is focused on.
Not a
what
fraction.
Niggas are tagging you in on Instagram is not what people globally were concerned with.
Don't care
at
about
all.
you.
Like, it feels like maybe it is all on you, but all you have to do for it not to be on you is to log off. Like, that's all you have to do.
In the video, he was like, "That's what they saying, man." So I agree. Like, people say all kinds of things.
Yeah, people just be talking. So whoever Jacquees is, maybe he is the king to these children. I know somebody 20 years old should let me know.
Maybe. No, I don't doubt that the kids like him. I don't know what the kids like these days, to be honest with you.
Baby Shark,
all kinds of shit.
Whatever Baby Shark is. I follow a lot of parents. Shark. They're like, my child's obsessed. Fucking Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
But I've never played Baby Shark, so I don't know what it sounds like.
Baby Shark. Baby Shark do. Baby Shark dance.
Kids are obsessed with it.
Pinkfong? What the fuck?
Although I think this is like literally babies are obsessed, not
Baby Shark
like
is a children's song about a family of sharks.
Oh, it literally is about a baby shark. Okay.
The Baby Shark song was popularized by a video produced by Pinkfong on an education brand under South Korean media startup Smart Study.
Wow, those are facts.
The Baby Shark.
Are you looking for the song?
I am.
Are you trying to play it?
No, I'm not going to play it.
Okay.
I'm just going to tab it so I can go home and get high and listen to it.
I follow a lot of parents who are always bitching about Baby Shark. Great. Is it?
Animation.
Well, hell no, I feel like looking it up.
He's a cute shark. His eyes are so big.
Oh, well, that's adorable.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's got like the Baby Shark has a little hound friend.
Are you watching the video? You're literally watching the video.
Tooted or rebooted this week. New York Undercover's coming back. Okay. Production by Dick Wolf, so I'll take it.
Damn, I will watch it.
I trust Dick.
Yeah, you do.
I just do.
Trust it.
Celebrity Deathmatch is on its way back via the series creator and Ice Cube, Cube Vision. This one they can keep.
Ice Cube.
Unless they do have a Cardi versus Nicki Minaj episode, which honestly, why are you making a celebrity deathmatch if you're not going to do a Nicki and Cardi episode? That is the one I want to see. Don't waste our time.
Right.
Don't disrespect us.
Might not watch the rest of the season, but I will watch that one.
For what? You know?
Right. No, thank you, girl.
I don't care about watching fucking Billie Eilish.
Who?
Fighting fucking...
Is that a real white person's name?
Camila Cabello. I don't know.
Nah, I do know that one.
Yeah.
That's the Fifth Harmony girl.
Fuck her, too. So, what else? Oh, Netflix is producing a Selena series. A series about Selena.
Okay, the Selena.
Yeah,
right. Was hoping it wasn't about Selena Gomez.
Why would I
was waiting on you to be like, Selena Gomez.
Selena.
To fuck with me.
And not mean
That's what I thought
the doll.
I thought you was fucking with me. I thought you was going to wait for me to get all excited and be like, Gomez. Because that's some shit you would do.
First of all, I would never go out of my way. A Selena Gomez would have to go something like Selena Gomez or opened a portal to hell or a new dimension.
Cool.
The new dimension is welcoming escapees from the Trump administration.
Oh my God.
Like it would have to be some sort of like life altering headline for me to mention fucking Selena Gomez. Like I have nothing to say about her.
Okay,
ever in my life. Yeah, no, they're making a show on Netflix. And the internet seems to be feeling sort of how I feel. And I'm not even like a diehard Selena fan, but it's like, ooh, this is exciting. Don't play with us.
Yeah, are the right people involved? I do not want a bunch of white people writing this show.
Oh, impossible! I don't think Netflix is that.
Please have Mexican writers, Mexican directors, Mexican everything involved with this show. Like, have people who know the Mexican culture and know Selena like the back of their damn hand doing this. Please do not have a bunch of dirty white boys in Williamsburg working on this fucking show. I will scream. Woo! Y'all better not fuck it up. Latina Twitter gonna be on your ass.
Look, and rightfully the motherfucker.
All of them. The white Latinas, the black Latinas.
I'm gonna look like that gif of New York after Buck Wild got her clock. And she just tried to guide her back over to where them girls are. So I'm gonna look to all the Latinx people.
There you go, girl.
Go.
Let me step out your way, sis.
Do what you gotta do,
I feel like you're ready to drag.
That's right. Go ahead.
You better not fuck with them.
That's just gonna wrap up Hot Tops, Chitty Chitty Bang Bottom. We're gonna take a break and then we'll come back with more mess.
Hey y'all, the holidays are right around the corner, and if you're selling online, you know that it is crazy right now. You have a bunch of orders and you have to get them out to meet those holiday deadlines. So use ShipStation.com to keep your customers happy. ShipStation is the fast and easy way to manage all of your holiday orders from one simple online dashboard, whether you sell on Shopify, Squarespace, Etsy, or over 100 other popular selling channels, ShipStation brings all of your orders into one easy-to-use interface. No wonder ShipStation is the #1 choice of online sellers, including us over at Shop the Read. We use it for our orders, or let me be more clear, Alex and whoever else she got over there doing it uses it for our merch orders. And, I just really don't know what we would do without it. Like, merch would just be so much more difficult to manage and take care of. But thankfully, we don't have to worry about that. And you don't either. Right now, you can try ShipStation free for 30 days, and you get an additional month free when you use our offer code READ. So don't wait. Go to ShipStation.com, click the mic at the top of the homepage, and type in READ. That's ShipStation.com, offer code READ. With ShipStation, you can make ship happen. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right, we're back. It's time for some listener letters.
It is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We got a lot of women in the inbox of responding to Jebediah with the 7-inch penis, who said
Poor
they could
Jeb.
absolutely make that work.
I'm
And
trying to tell you,
pass
Jeb.
along.
Like, you're wildin'. Like, you jumped completely.
Yes.
I mean, I get it.
Yes, a lot of y'all sent me statistics on the average penis size, and 7 inches
Hello?
is more than big. Like, it's much bigger than the average.
Yeah.
I think the average is between like 5 and 5.5. So 7 is.
Not for no niggas.
No, I believe that is. I really doubt that it is much different.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, we did also get a couple of letters from size queens such as yourself.
I am nobody's fucking size queen. First of all, you get your black ass act in order. Secondly,
you the one over here talking about, I guess not.
5 and 5.5. I just can't believe that's average. But no, I think that you're like scientifically right.
Yeah.
Because every time I've been reminded of the average size, it's always something like that I'm like, that can't be right. Mm-hmm. But yes, I know that 7 is like just about average for like many niggas. Like, sure, it's a whole lot of, descendants out here walking around with, monsters. But just because you happened along this one woman who didn't mind going for the jugular, and I would like to reiterate that she's my hero. Like, no shade.
See,
so sorry, Jebediah.
No,
like, I understand what you're going through, but that was so great. That was my admiration. It just knows no end. But yeah, you getting ready to count black women all together because homegirl tried your dick size. Like, you need to calm down.
Amen. Also had a lot of letters from people who work for the post office who were like, look, not our fault.
I saw that too.
That we get the day off anytime a president dies. And I was like, okay, literally did not know that. But
I saw a couple of people like, I don't give a fuck what you're talking about or what you had in the mail, honey.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't go to work today, and so, I love it so much.
Kiss my ass. And then a couple of y'all are in here like, look, I was just as mad as you are because I went back the next day and it was a mountain of fucking mail I had to go through. So
I saw a couple of people said that they did have to go to work anyway.
Well, I saw some people, like one person emailed and said that it was like voluntary. Like, you got the day off, but you could come in if you wanted to and work time and a half.
Oh,
but I don't know. Right. Maybe some of y'all, they were like, sorry, you're not included.
I saw a girl who was like, I had to go to work anyway. And I was like, why the fuck am I working and nobody even getting a goddamn packages?
The devil is a lie.
And anyway, they could have played that Avengers trailer during the dead man's funeral any motherfucking way, because honestly, it should have been called a teaser. Like, they didn't really show shit.
Why are you like this?
We saw Rob Downey Jr. looking sad in space. We saw Captain America looking sad, I'm assuming, on Earth. Scarlett Johansson looking like Scarlett Johansson. And Thanos Scarecrow. A scarecrow.
I barely remember the movie that I saw.
We saw some white people looking real nervous. Okay. And then we found out the name of the movie, which we already knew. So that dead man could have absolutely
y'all could have played
been buried alongside that shit that I saw on Friday whenever it came out.
Oh my God. Did you see Bob Dole? Somebody had to help Bob Dole get up out of his seat to like salute H.W. Bush's casket. I was like, nigga, Bob Dole is still alive? No, holy God. God damn. Woo, white men live forever, man. I'm telling you, the racism.
That racism,
that just
invigorating.
Fortifies your bones. All right, anyway. First question this week comes from Kima, who says, I own a hair salon and I gross a little over $100,000 and I have been single for 5 years.
Kima, of course you own a hair salon. Work.
Yeah, I love it. I'm turning 30 in a few months and I recently reconnected with my high school sweetheart. Everything is perfect except he's broke. He has a steady job. He has a steady job, but he only makes about $36,000 after taxes. My question is this: how do I make this work? Have you guys had to deal with choosing? Have you guys had to deal with choosing between success and love? Would you just accept the fact that you'll be making significantly more than your partner? I do love this man, but I'm gonna be all the way real. A bitch wants to get married, travel the world, etc. Should I just suck it up and be prepared to pay? This fragile male ego is some bullshit. He's great about it now, but I don't want him to be moping around and shit when I start to really shop. And etc. Yeah. Please help. Dating is trash in 2018, and I want to keep this one. Love y'all, Kima. P.S. The dick is very nice. Not bomb, but nice.
I'm so mad that this bitch specified. So, like, let me, for clarity, like,
he fucks.
It's nice.
He fucks, but he don't fuck.
Like, I'm not crazy over it. It's good, but it's not affecting my decision.
I'm not out of my mind.
I get it. I feel you. I understand where you're coming from.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know what? There is a significant difference in life at $100,000 a year versus 36. So
that's true.
I can understand your hesitation. I don't know that you're necessarily choosing between success and love. Right. Like, I don't think being with him means that you're choosing love over being successful.
Right. Well.
Because, you know, it's going to be probably difficult for you to find a man who really supports your dreams and wants to see you grow to your fullest potential, just because so many of them don't want to feel outshined by their wives or their partners.
Yeah, I think it is probably going to be difficult to find a guy who is already dating you doing way better than him and is going to, like, continue to push that energy, but it's not nearly impossible to find that. You just gotta, like, we're talking about your like internal struggle of how you feel like his financial situation is going to affect your future with him, which I feel like is like, if you want to break up with that nigga because he ain't got the amount of money that you want him to have or think that he should have, that's your business. Like I said, do it if you fucking want to, but I don't really feel like it's necessary unless he is making you feel uncomfortable about it, or y'all literally can't do shit together because of it. You know, like, if you are going out to the cheesecake and literally all he can afford every time y'all go is the chocolate bread.
Okay, but the bread is free.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
See, you can have 30, depending on where y'all live.
If that's a problem for you too, to be honest with you, because I could look, that bread fill you up. Be honest with you.
No, you're not taking me to cheesecake so we can just eat the free things and then sip on a glass of water.
They just have so many options.
No, we're not doing that.
I'm saying if that's an issue for you, because personally, I don't even care. I like to be at the fucking house. I'm so good with a Postmates moment. I'm so good with a microwavable moment.
Oh, yeah.
Like, cable, it's paid for. Like, I really don't need much besides, like, a lot of the more emotional stuff, the encouragement and stuff like that you're talking about. And also, like, the understanding of the fact that I am really focused on my work.
Right.
And that does take a lot of time and energy from me. That doesn't mean that it would have to affect the time and energy that I give back to you. You just got to understand that mama's on a mission. And you got to be ready.
Got shit to do.
Right. You got to be some fuel for that. So
I would hang in there until he starts to try to slow you down.
Right. If you walking around like homegirl on Crazy Rich Asians, hiding your Chanel bags and shit in the house.
Okay.
Because you don't want that nigga to see you.
Nigga, I'm wealthy.
Then it's like, all right, we have to have an issue here. But if he just doesn't have as much money as you feel like you have or he should have or whatever, I don't. Yeah.
I mean, but also, like, I'm going to just also be really real with you and say that I would be with him, but I would not tie myself to him legally, would not marry him, probably would not have a baby with him. But
oof, that sucks.
But that's just because when you especially marriage, when you marry somebody, they debts are your debts.
Isn't that what prenups and stuff are for?
Well, see, and then that's a whole nother very touchy conversation.
Oh, but we touching it.
I mean,
I don't give. We're touching it.
I am all about signing contracts with these niggas. All about it. Like, I love, legal documents that spell out what we will and won't do. I think that's a great idea. But a lot of people get very uncomfortable and feel very touchy about the subject because they feel like love is supposed to be love. And
yeah, if we can't have a conversation about it, then yeah, sure, I'm definitely not marrying you.
Yeah,
like right. Then yes. But like, I wouldn't have a problem with marrying somebody in a situation like that or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to make sure that if we're entering a legally binding contract, much like all of the other contracts that I enter, I'm perusing every square inch of that bitch till I'm super comfortable.
Yeah,
more than comfortable, past comfortable. But then again, that's all up to you, sis. What I'm saying is, I don't feel like you need to leave your broke nigga if that's not,
No, I mean, because you're kind of assuming he won't be able to handle it without giving him the chance to not be able to handle it.
Right.
Like, at least let him fuck up before you turn him a loose
he
girl.
seems just fine at the moment.
Yeah, so just wait for him to fuck up. But yeah, I understand some of this. Like, why not just do like Oprah? You don't see Oprah marrying Stedman's broke ass. Stedman might not be broke. I don't know what that man does.
Stedman
but compared to Oprah, he is. Compared to Oprah, he's dead fucking broke.
Stedman can pick one flower in that goddamn yard and he's rich for life.
I'm just saying, like, I don't see the need to join our lives legally if there's a huge discrepancy.
We know how you feel about love and nice things.
And you know what? You really got to convince me to love your ass anyway.
Period. I mean, from the start.
You take all my advice about love with a big ass grain of salt, because I could take or leave these
That's
niggas.
kind of true. So, I mean, watch where you asking for advice over here.
You asking some niggas who don't really care like that.
Yeah, keep that shit in mind.
All right, our next letter comes from Carlos, who says, I'm 27 years old, and after graduating college, I moved back home. I work in the DC metro area, and I am learning to live
good luck
life.
with that metro situation.
Yes.
Just getting around. God.
Handle money, dating, etc. through my 20s. The week of Thanksgiving, I was cleaning and going through the mail to see if I had any speeding tickets, which would be in my father's name, because I drive a family car that I do not own, which I am constantly reminded.
Sounds about right.
Black.
Mm-hmm.
I opened the letter because it's from the local county government, and it was not a speeding ticket. It was a notice of child support due from my father. Now, my heart dropped because I am the youngest child of 3, and I always have been, and I am 22. I assumed it was a mail scam, so I called the number listed on the letter, and I know my parents' social security numbers, so I was easily able to talk my way through verifying the document.
Oh, this sucks.
My parents are not happily married. They have been separated but not divorced for quite some time, and my father has a daughter who is my eldest sibling. Because I was able to count at a young age, I remember asking how long my parents have been married and how old my sister is, and piecing together that she was born out of an affair. A couple of days after he opened this letter, I was washing dishes and my dad asked if I opened mail of his by accident, and I said yes. He said, oh, and we haven't spoken about it since. My immediate family is not that close since being that my parents talk amicably and my siblings and I exchange pleasantries. Otherwise, we pretty much mind our business. We go through the motions and talk business like cars, cleaning, and bills. I don't know what to do. Do I ask my father what this letter was about? There is no sanctity to their marriage, so I can't imagine my mother being too upset, and I don't know if they both see other people. However, I do remember admitting to my therapist that I'm terrified of shaking the boat in my family because I feel like our family dynamic is built on sticks. My parents are together simply for the kids and who needed a dual income for school, so I'm cautious about applying pressure, but I know it's not healthy to carry this around. Love the show, and you too, yours in blackness, Carlos.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's rough.
I don't know.
I would be in such a rush to snitch on my daddy. Ooh, I would tell my mama so fast.
I don't know.
Although your mama's probably like, I've already gone down this road with your sorry ass daddy. You know, the fact that you even have an elder sister that you know about who was born out of an affair is blowing my mind. Because I feel like had that been the case, I wouldn't have never met that girl. Not my mama. So, yeah, I guess it helps that they are separated. So she probably had no expectation of him not sleeping with somebody else. But the real question is like, why is he acting ashamed about it? Why hasn't he told y'all that a baby is here? Why is he hiding it?
Might not be ashamed. It just seems like he just doesn't want to deal with the reaction or consequences of that.
I mean, but you have to.
I mean, yes, but when does that ever stop a nigga from not telling the truth or being honest about something? Like, what?
But that just, I mean, we have to start making these niggas be accountable for their shit. Like, sir.
I don't think that you do specifically.
Well, no, because you are the child in this situation.
Yeah.
But if you... but you are the child, but you are not a child.
True.
And so you are sitting on some information that makes you uncomfortable. You feel like you're carrying a burden. So I feel like you need to confront your daddy about it. To get it up, if for no other reason than for your own peace of mind, then just say, you know what? Speaking of that letter that you asked me whether I opened it, I sure did, and I would love to know who is this little nigga that you have sired. You know, can we know the age of this person, their name, where do they live? Can we meet like this sibling of ours? Like, it just seems like I would not be able to carry that along either. So I would definitely recommend saying something to your daddy, but I sure would tell my mama. Maybe it's different with girls, but
maybe.
Child, you would not have been able to stop me from coming to Connie real fast.
Boy.
Oh, no,
I'm a huge
Lord.
mama's boy, so. To be honest with you, I can't even answer this question. I genuinely don't know what I would do. I don't, because I can't say that I would confront my father. I feel like I'm happy to hear that you pointed out that you have a therapist, because I know that's what I'm like.
Have to take that straight to her.
First thing I'm doing is contacting my therapist, giving a full and detailed rundown, and I'm asking for like help, because
help me.
I really don't know. That's so complicated because you are the child. You're sort of relying on your parents for some things at the moment. And it's also none of your damn business.
Right.
Like, it is, but it's not.
I mean...
But it is, but it isn't.
It kind of is.
It kind of is, only because you have a possible sibling in the mix.
Right.
But the creation of that sibling, the responsibility of that sibling has nothing to do with you.
Right.
So it's not easy to just be like, oh, well, you have full right to be like, nigga, where the fuck was your dick at? Like, you don't...
I mean...
I really don't know. I don't know what I would do in this situation. I can't tell you besides have a very deep talk with my therapist on how to move forward, because I don't know. I know that, like you're saying, it would be incredibly difficult for me to just sit on that and be like, okay, well, I'm not going to say anything.
I have to say something.
I know I have to say something at some point to someone besides my therapist.
Right.
I just can't say how or who that would be. I really don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. But of course, what I can say is that, if your father has some brand new nigga out here.
Right.
That,
just a whole nother baby.
He's legally required to take care of.
Right. I just feel like that is something that should be brought up with everybody else.
I feel like that's a conversation that he should probably, have come out of his mouth to all of y'all.
How you have a whole nother baby and don't tell your damn family? How do you do that? There's a whole nother life you brought into this world. Like, what?
You opened some mail came for me? I did. Oh, all right. That's so
now you
so
know
nigga.
that I know.
That's so nigga. Like, so you know that I know, right?
Right.
But you still don't want to.
You just left it right there. You didn't feel like saying, cool. Oh, okay, well, let me talk to you about that document. Like, you just gonna look your son in the face and be like, what's up?
I mean, to be really honest with you, I do think that gives you sort of an in to what you're saying. Because he's already acknowledged that you opened this letter. The nigga knows what letter it was that you opened. So at this point, he has to either know for sure that you know, or he has to have been thinking, oh, I'm like, he must, like, it's in his mind.
Right.
So that's already some of the work. So, I mean, it wouldn't be, I don't think it would be like crazy. He's probably already expecting that you either are going to say something to him or that you done told your mama or something. So it probably wouldn't be as crazy and random of a reaction that you're going to get out of him if you were to confront him about it. But again, I can't say that that's what I would do in this situation, because I have no fucking clue what I would do besides pull out my fucking eyelashes.
Yeah, I mean, good luck. I hope you figure out what works best for you. Like, you know your family dynamic a lot better than we do. And you already said that things are shaky between y'all. Probably because everybody knows that everybody else is carrying around these massive ass secrets.
Yep.
And nobody talks about them. Like, I'm willing to bet that you figured out that your sister was the product of an affair and nobody ever really talked about it in your family. Like,
or even realize that you figured the shit out.
Like, I bet they just completely, just no conversation at all about this very real situation. And I feel like a lot of Black parents especially are like, well, I mean, I can't speak to parents of other races, but the Black elders that I know are very much, you know, you find out information on an absolute need to know basis.
1,000%.
And you wasn't around for all this. All this happened before you was even thought of.
Oh, yes.
So it ain't no reason to talk to you about that. But see, that's not very healthy. Because it's like, you know what's going on. Kids aren't dumb. So good luck to you. That is a tough one. Our last letter comes from, I need a name for a girl.
Sharika.
Sharika said, I've been dating a special guy for 3 months. We are serious and working towards marriage. I'm 30.
Wait.
Yep, 3 months. I'm 33 and he is 34. I really want to get married. Yeah, girl, we can tell. But I'm not desperate and I refuse to settle.
Well.
So meeting him, I was really guarded and not expecting much. However, we instantly had great chemistry. He gets everything about me.
Does he? I mean, it's been 3 months. There's so much more to get.
Every day I fall more and more for him. From the start, I admired how honest and upfront he was. So it was very disheartening when I discovered he has been incarcerated 3 times. The last time was in 2014.
Yeah, no, it's not funny.
The first time he was incarcerated was when he was 17, right before he was going to leave for college. He was put in jail for beating a guy up with a group of friends and stealing his gun. He admitted to doing it right before his first semester. After that, his next offenses were due to failing to comply with probation. He was last released in 2014, and now he has a full-time job, his own home, his own car, and has a goal of owning his own trucking company. He is a driver currently. I'm very proud of him.
Good for you.
We've had serious conversations on how he plans to stay on the path he's on now, and I truly believe we were put in each other's lives for a reason.
But what?
The problem is I don't know how to tell my parents he has been incarcerated for a total of 6 years.
No. Yeah, that's going to be rough.
It does bother me, but I'm working on trusting him and gaining confidence in the man he is today. I've had the conversations I've needed to with him, and I know I can be honest and tell him how I feel. I just worry too much about what others think, especially what my parents will think. My boyfriend is an open book and has expressed multiple times that he is okay with explaining anything they want to know. I just want their support, and I don't want any negative feedback. Any advice on how I could go about this?
Niggas in hell on ice.
What do you guys
girl
think about my situation? Sharika. Sistren.
It sounds like you would like for your cake to be made with extra frosting and a raspberry on top, and you want to eat that whole bitch as well. As many of us do when we're getting cake.
But, you know, just not good for you.
So here's the thing. I have no judgment, not a care in my soul or body for you dating this ex-con or whatever. You know, it sounds like he is doing well for himself and y'all happy together and all of those things. I have no idea what the fuck you talking about marriage for after 3 months, but that's your own bridge that you're going to cross sooner and later. Sooner than sooner, to be honest. But here's the thing about your parents knowing this nigga been locked up. They're going to find out. Mm-hmm. One way or the next. It's best for you to just come right on out with it. If you expect for them to just be like, assuming you are also you're black again, or really anybody, because I can't think of what race has parents, unless your parents have also done time, that you know that their daughter brings home a nigga who went to jail for anything, right? And they're like, oh, right. Cool. Yeah, no judgment here. So I imagine that, yeah, your parents are going to have not so great feelings about that. Hopefully how they express that and when they express that goes well for everybody. But at the end of the day, like, it sounds like you're old enough and grown enough to date whoever the fuck you want to. So worst case scenario in this situation would be that they just don't like that nigga. And you would be welcome along many couples out here who one or both of the people in the relationship have parents that don't like the person their child is dating. So you've got lots of people to ask for advice. on how they're dealing with that and shit like that too. But at the same time, your parents might surprise you. Your parents might be like, "Oh, what'd you get locked up for? And are you doing well for yourself now? Well, that's all that matters. And you're gonna treat my girl right." Like, who knows? Probably not. But parents shock kids sometimes. You never know. But yes, as I said, again, if your parents don't like that nigga and they tell you that they don't like that nigga, then you in turn can be like, "I've received this. I'm going to go talk to my nigga now."
Right.
And then go continue to date your nigga that you're not going to marry because y'all only been together for 3 months.
So.
Well, maybe you'll marry him.
Right.
Just, it's so dumb to be thinking about it right now.
So, first and foremost, I'm glad that have as many as you want.
These are really good.
Yeah, they are. The Whole Foods, they're in the bulk container.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
These did feel
I never go over there, but I did that one time, and I was like, bitch, garlic and herb cashews? Don't mind if I fucking do. No, they're so good.
Very natural.
So, yeah, I mean, date him all you want to. It's been 3 months. I understand you may be excited about him, but working towards marriage? No, girl.
Whoa.
Let's just work towards knowing each other.
Yeah.
Let's just work towards that. So I kind of want you to internally pump the brakes a little bit on your expectations for this relationship.
Let's work to our first New Year's together.
You said that he's 34 years old. The first time he was incarcerated was when he was 17. He last got out in 2014, which was 4 years ago. Meaning between the ages of 17 and 30, he was in and out of jail for a total of 6 years. That is not an insignificant period of time.
No.
So where I'm going with this is that the man has spent 4 years getting his life together, and the things that you've said about him sound really good. However, I would just need, knowing that he was in and out of trouble, throughout his late teens and all of his 20s.
Yeah.
I would just give my parents some grace.
Yeah.
If they have negative feedback about this, because
you are 100.
It would be different if he went to jail for a couple of weeks when he was 17 over something stupid, got out, and never went back. But this man spent 13 years playing with the justice system.
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you, girl. So when you say that to your parents, because of course they're gonna ask for specifics about this, you're gonna have to
go look it up.
Like, I would just take all this information and be like, okay, so this means that if they are a little bit about this, I'm just going to kind of have to let them have that. Like, yeah, I'm still grown.
Yeah.
And I can make my own decisions. But I feel like any parent would be concerned about their child. I mean, and what you said he did, beating somebody up, and I guess the group stole the nigga's gun or whatever. I don't really, especially for 17-year-olds, I do not really consider that very serious. It's more, to me, it's more of an issue that he kept going back.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he kept going back to jail and is only just now at, the age of 34, getting his life to where he wants it. I mean, that's fine. Shit happens, I guess, but I would just kind of
ludicrous to expect your family to be like, cool, girl.
Oh, yeah, great. I just want, nothing but your support. Just all I want is your support.
No
and you can't
negative
say anything
feedback.
Bad. You have to come over here in reality, girl.
Right.
Because I'm thinking about telling my mama this. And she is definitely going to be like, okay, so what happened to just being happy single? Were you not?
Right.
I don't understand why we're doing this. And it would take time. He's going to have to get to know them. He's going to have to be around for a while. He's going to have to stay out of jail. He's going to have to prove himself because, 4 years is a good amount of time to not go back. But, we just want to keep that streak going. We don't want our baby to end up caught up in some shit because she fell in love with a nigga who wasn't ready to grow up.
I mean, that just sounds super fair to me.
Yeah, I just think you should kind of back off a little bit on the whole, I refuse to hear anything negative. Especially initially. Let them get to know him.
Right.
And y'all have only been together for 3 months. So they're like, girl, you can't really tell us nothing about this nigga either. Right. So
where are you? Like, what do you
know what? I say this 1 year from today, if you still feel the exact same way and your family has fallen in love with him because he's so great and all this, then I say you can start thinking about working towards marriage. But, give y'all some time. Go through every season with this nigga to see if this is really where you want to be. And if this, because, niggas have a way of making shit look real good in them first few weeks and months. They really do.
I would just like to stand up in what you just said.
They really do. Niggas have a way of sweeping you off your feet and making you feel like everything is about to be, just straight out of the Disney movie, girl, and it...
Bitch, you gonna get to month 5, 6 or something and be like, I can't even believe I was worried about what the fuck my parents was gonna think about your raggedy, stupid, dumb ass. Like...
Yeah. And really, somebody I've been with for 3 months is not meeting my family at the holidays. Sorry. Especially not my judgmental ass family. You do not want to go meet all them loud ass niggas who are rude to your face.
That's something that you do when you're like Tahani and you have an older sister who is our brother who is perfect, and they always have someone like their perfect spouse with them, and you're the runs and you want to be like, oh, guys, look at me and my boo for the holiday.
Right.
Like, that's something that you do if you're in like a Zoey Deschanel movie.
Yeah. Good luck, sis.
Was a Zoey Deschanel.
I feel like you want to tell yourself that you're not desperate or refuse to settle, but 3 months in planning marriage doesn't necessarily say desperate, but it doesn't not say it.
I'm just there with you.
Yeah. All right. Well,
at least take your ass down to Brooks Brothers and buy the nigga a button down and make sure that you iron it before you can take his ass.
I really do wish y'all the best, and I totally believe that people can get out of jail and live regular law-abiding lives, and I really hope that for him and you. But just give it time, girl, because you never know. He don't even have to go back to jail. He could just fuck up by being a nigga.
He could just be
He's
raggedy.
still a man. Right.
I'm not even thinking. I'm just thinking about him sucking because he's a nigga, and it has been 3 months.
You go, well, never mind. I don't want to speak evil over your relationship. I was about to say something terrible, but you never know. Niggas could be getting head in the truck. You never know. So, anyway, good luck to you. Does that wrap up? It does. Good luck to you and yours. If you have a question, send it to asktheread@gmail.com, and we will be right back.
Thanks again to Talkspace for supporting today's episode of The Read. If you cannot imagine fitting anything else into your wild and crazy schedule, well, Talkspace is a perfect form of therapy for you because it's just as easy as sending your therapist a quick message. You can get off all of the things that you've got on your chest about your coworker who is in the cubicle right next to you and consistently pops her gum all day long.
That bitch be smacking.
You've asked her nicely not to. You've sent emails to Human Resources. What else is it going to take? Sweetie, all it's going to take is you reaching out to your therapist at Talkspace and talking to them about it, because it's not just about venting your innermost thoughts or digging into childhood memories. Sometimes it's about coming up with practical, everyday strategies for stress management and living a happier life in ways not to bust her forehead while you go to work so that you can keep your job. Having a therapist simply provides a designated person for you to talk to who is trained to listen and help you make positive changes. The Talkspace platform also has over 2,000 licensed therapists, that's such a hard thing to say, who are experienced in addressing life challenges that we all face, each and every single one of us. They're going to talk to you, listen to all your issues, and not judge you. It's the greatest thing ever. So to match with your perfect therapist for a fraction of the price of traditional therapy, go to Talkspace.com/read and use the code READ to get $45 off of your first month and show support for the show. That's code READ at Talkspace.com/READ. Let them know we sent you. Have a great time and a great talk. Now let's finish the show. Okay, so it's time for the read.
It is.
Mine
is short and sweet this week.
All right, go ahead.
There is a video on the internet, of course, featuring, you've probably seen it, but it's a bunch of police officers. They are in Brooklyn at a, one of those, what is it? I'm trying to think of the proper word for it, but basically the place where you go to get daycare vouchers and shit.
Oh, I don't know what you call that.
It's like social services.
Okay.
One of those buildings. And so inside social services, which I have been in before, like not judging anybody.
Same.
When I was briefly homeless, had to go down there and get my shit.
Like, let's just be for
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
And definitely tried to get on food stamps, and they definitely told me no.
Oh, the same.
So I was like, nigga, I literally have no income.
And
they were like, we
hungry.
don't care. I was like, I eat one slice of pizza every day. Why can't I have money for food? And the state was like, you got us fucked up.
No.
So anyway, down here in the Human Resources Administration building where she was trying to get child care benefits reinstated for her child, the daycare told her that her vouchers weren't valid anymore. They weren't paying for, the state wasn't paying for daycare. So she had to go there to get the daycare vouchers back. But then she also had to bring the son because the daycare is not taking him because somebody's not paying for him to be there.
Correct.
So Jasmine and her 1-year-old son, Damon, were in the building There was no seating available, so she sat on the floor. This is evidently against the rules. And when a security guard, now, to provide some context, she had been waiting for 4 hours with a 1-year-old person.
You know what? That sounds right.
I'm not going to wait 4 minutes with a 1-year-old and standing at the same time. If there are no seats, I mean, I'm fine with DHS having a no sitting on the floor policy, as long as there is ample seating for everyone in the building.
4 hours on your feet is not a game.
You got me fucked up.
It's just not.
So Jasmine decided to sit down, right, with a 1-year-old who certainly was not just chilling the whole time.
Yeah, you definitely got the baby fucked up. Like, if anybody.
I'm sure after 4 hours, the baby was like, bitch.
I don't look rules.
You have pushed me to the very limits of what I can handle. Yeah. I mean, that's just asking for too much. But anyway, they were on the floor. Security asked her to get up. She's like, really, nigga? I'm tired. I have my baby with me. There's nowhere to fucking sit. The fact that in 4 hours there was still nowhere to sit is just like, what is happening? Like, y'all should be focused on the fact that what you have going on here is not at all like an efficient use of time or money.
Space.
Because, right. And I have been in these waiting rooms before, so I know what she's talking
about. That's right. I said it sounds about right.
Bitch,
yeah.
Yes, exactly that. So, of course, the security guards there decided to go on a power trip when she was like, really, I'm not getting up. Like, I'm fucking tired. Called the police. Called the police. And I will mention here that these are not white folks doing this. These are black and brown people working to serve black and brown people, calling the police on black and brown people. So, of course, when NYPD showed up, nobody gave a damn about doing anything that made sense.
Yeah.
Decorum and common sense flew right out of the window. And what we saw on tape was several police officers surrounding this woman and her baby. And they are grabbing this child, like literally yanking him from his mother's arms. And she is screaming like, they are trying to take my son. They're hurting him. People around are like filming and talking about how fucked up this is and saying, you know, that ain't right. This is, and one of them is like, you know, one of the cops is like, you bitches need to back up before I pull out the pepper spray. Like, don't make me do it. Do not make me tase you hoes. I don't want to have to. And it's just like, so y'all really decided that the best way to handle a woman sitting on the floor with a 1-year-old was to surround her like the fucking SWAT team and yank her baby. That was actually the part that pissed me off more than anything else. Sad to say, I'm used to y'all abusing grown black folks and doing whatever the fuck you want with us. But a 1-year-old child, the way they just didn't give a single fuck about how that baby must be so terrified because at 1 minute you sitting with your mama and the next year these fucking strangers trying to take you away. I just can't believe y'all did it. And NYPD, you know, really don't put much past you hoes at all. But the fact that y'all tried to justify it with, well, she was breaking the rules and she had a warrant out anyway. And so, you know, she needed to go to jail and blah, blah, blah and all this.
Oh, that makes...
Let me tell you one fucking thing. I don't give a damn if a white woman had committed a spree of murders across this country. If she was sitting on the fucking floor with her 1-year-old baby, not a single damn one of y'all would have put your hands on her, much less her child. Y'all would have never, ever manhandled a white woman or her child the way y'all did Jasmine.
A bulletproof vest on her ass. They would have got the baby some Pinkberry.
Right.
And a dum-dum.
First of all, y'all wouldn't have had a white woman standing for no damn 4 hours. If she sat on the... As soon as a white woman got on the floor, y'all would have been, oh no, Miss Ann. Oh no, you can't be on the floor, miss. Hold on. I get you my chair, miss. It would have been a totally different situation than what y'all put that girl through. Snatching her from her baby like that and then taking her ass to Rikers. Do you know she was in Rikers for 5 days?
What?
5 fucking days.
For this.
I can't believe, I just saw that on New York Times and I'm like, wait, was that even 5 days ago? I'm like, how could this be true? So she did have a warrant out. I don't see what it's, I think, some credit card fraud case in 2016. So I guess that had something to do with why she was still there for that long. Like it wasn't just this whole situation, but she was charged with resisting arrest, acting in a manner injurious to a child, obstructing governmental administration, and trespassing. resisting arrest. Okay, first of all, wouldn't have been no reason to arrest her because wasn't no reason to arrest her. This is stupid. Yes, people should be allowed to resist arrest when you're arresting them for no goddamn reason. What do you mean? Who wouldn't fight back when all they wanted to do was sit the fuck down after waiting 4 hours for some assistance? Who wouldn't do that? If y'all would think like people and not like cogs in a machine, it would have never gone to this point.
I'm going to let you know I'm either sitting down or I'm leaving. And it doesn't sound like leaving was a choice.
Right.
So
leaving is not an option because you need the daycare voucher. Like y'all put her between a rock and a fucking hard place and then expected her to just go right along with y'all snatching her baby away and putting handcuffs on her. It doesn't fucking compute. You're not treating her like a human being. Acting in a manner injurious, I don't know how to say that word, but I know it means causing injury to a child. I'm going to go ahead, step out on a limb here and say that it was far more hurtful and devastating and traumatic for this baby for all these fucking police officers to snatch him away from his mother than anything she could have possibly done in that situation. Hell, she was the one being patient with a damn 1-year-old for 4 hours at DHS. I would have lost my fucking mind. What? A 1-year-old? Don't know. I'm sorry. Do you know how bad 1-year-olds are?
Yeah.
And they don't try to be, but they can move at that point. Like he can probably run.
Quite usually.
Right.
Very fast.
Right. I really doubt he's just, sitting calmly in a baby seat or, being nursed all damn day.
Not for no fucking 4 hours.
He got shit to do. He got
emotions a 1-year-old goes through in 1 hour, much less 4.
The fact that she dealt with that for as long as she did, just so much better than me. Obstructing governmental administration. This was the third charge. Obstructing governmental administration. Who in this situation was actually providing quality service on behalf of the U.S. government? Literally nobody. I don't see how she's obstructing administration when no administration was being done. The fact that she was sitting there for as long as she did lets me know that you niggas was just playing with everybody in that. Like, y'all was playing with everybody's time in that waiting room. Y'all didn't give one fuck because these people are poor and they had no other fucking options and you knew it. And that's the problem.
Yes.
People do this. They do this to poor people. They do it to black people because they know we don't have no other fucking choice. You really think that lady would have been sitting there for 4 hours with her 1-year-old if she didn't fucking have to? She needs the fucking daycare voucher so she can go back to work so that she can get off the system that y'all call her lazy and stupid for using. It's like, you really can't win for trying. And the fact that y'all, I really don't understand how you got such a fucking hard on from the ability to punish this woman for not obeying your commands that you really called the police on her and caused this whole fucking dramatic ass situation. And then trespassing, once again, I'm going to point to the fact that she would not have been there if she did not have to be there. You really are putting people in a situation where they must do this or else their quality of life will dramatically decrease. And then punishing them for not reacting humanely when you don't treat them humanely. Y'all treated this girl like she was a fucking piece of meat. Like she was a damn animal. And it's a fucking shame. The charges against her were dismissed. Thankfully, thank God, somebody has some good sense. I think it was the Brooklyn, who's this? I don't know. Maybe the not attorney general, whatever it's called. That nigga was like, no, we dropping the charges. This is abysmal and horrific. And of course, the police union, somebody done sent in a letter talking about, well, I don't know what you want the cops to do in this situation because it's not like we wanted to be there. And when you call the cops, we have to do something and you can't just say do nothing. Bitch, you mean to tell me all these grown-ass people looked at this situation and nobody said the best thing to do here is not a goddamn thing? All these police came in and y'all were so red. It's like the blood was rushing through you. You really wanted to do something sick and fucked up and twisted today. And you just decided to snatch a baby from his mama like that instead of thinking, wow, this young woman is certainly tired as fuck. Why don't we just find her a goddamn chair or leave her alone? What harm is she causing sitting on the fucking floor? If anything, that's nasty for her because she's on this nasty ass floor. But it's not doing nothing to the rest of you. So just leave her the fuck alone. Y'all act like common sense can't be part of the job. And that's why we are just so fucking fed up. I just could not believe when I saw this video and then saw the people rushing to defend the way the cops treated this girl and all this. It's like, y'all just, you know what? You can literally keep it because you never would have done that to any white woman anywhere with her child. She could have been strung out on crack, cocaine, meth, everything else, and you still wouldn't have done it. So kiss my ass.
Girl.
I'm glad she's out. I hope her baby is not like severely fucked up from what happened. I hope she is not severely fucked up from what happened. And hell, I hope somebody got her damn daycare voucher turned back on so she can go the fuck to work.
Very fucking least.
The reason she was there in the whole first fucking place. Just trash.
Well, girls.
I'm done.
God bless me in this moment, this journey I'm attempting to take.
Are you good?
Kevin Hart is no longer...
Oh, no. Really?
...going to host the Oscars after some homophobic tweets that he sent out in the years of, like, 2011, 10, all kinds of years, because homophobia knows no bounds. Those resurfaced, including a tweet where he says, "Yo, if my son comes home and tries to play with my daughter's dollhouse, I'm going to break it over his head and say in my voice, stop, that's gay." Lots of uses of the word fag and other homophobic things, of course. The Academy allegedly asked Kevin to apologize for the tweets before hosting the show. He decided instead to step down from hosting it. Apparently he didn't like being told what to do, or he didn't want to apologize, even though he did apologize later, whatever. So, I mean, if you've been paying attention to the show, if you listen to this show, at the very least, I would like to think that you were kind of under a basic understanding of where this whole thing has been going. So let's give over all of that, because I have so many feelings, so many layers involving this particular situation. Where to begin? First of all, I want to say that, okay, as far as Kevin and the situation itself goes, I'd just like to remind a lot of y'all that Kevin Hart will be fine. He wasn't sent to death. Kevin Hart was not, like, maimed or mangled or castrated in the process of this whole thing. In fact, he wasn't even fired. He made the decision to not host this award show, The Academy, whoever is producing the Oscars, did not call Kevin and say, because you said fag in 2010, you can't come. He was reportedly asked to apologize. He chose not to do it. Now, first of all, I want to remind y'all, from my perspective, I could totally see the producers of this fucking event coming to Kevin and being like, look, I don't know if you've been checking the temperature of the Oscars over the past couple of years, honey, but it has been great for us. Just a couple of years ago, we had Jada and the Blacks saying that they weren't coming. Harvey Weinstein raped half the goddamn planet last year. The ladies weren't coming. This year, the gays. We just would really like to have an event where everybody just come and they wear what they want to wear, and we don't have to have a color for the night or a hashtag for the night. Could you just clear this shit up so we don't have to have this conversation in the future? We just want to just give away some awards. That's it.
I mean, fucked up.
Kevin didn't want to do that. So cool. That was his decision. That's what he wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas are like, Pose just came out. Girl, we're not doing it. We don't have time for this. Could you just apologize? He didn't want to do that. So... cool. He made his decision. Here we are. We're moving forward with it. Now, I would like to say personally, as far as his homophobic tweets go, I don't care. I've said before that I think the whole old tweet, look at what you said 8, 9, 10 years ago thing is sort of stupid. I would, though, like to point out, though, that Kevin Hart is damn near 40. So unlike pulling out Cardi B's old tweets or SZA's old tweets or even Young Miami's dumbass and her old tweets, Kevin Hart in 2010 was 31.
Which is grown.
Cardi B.
Really? Oh my God. That was 2010 was 8 years ago.
It was,
Oh my God.
Here we are.
Okay, sorry. Continue.
Here we are.
Oh my God, I wasn't ready. Okay.
2010, Cardi B was 19, 18 years old?
Yeah.
So, and she's not too bright today. So, but that's neither here nor there.
Don't do that.
Much like I've said before, I'm not I'm old enough and I've been gay long enough to just kind of understand homophobia as what it is. It's not shocking to me that somebody as niggardly as a Kevin Hart feels the way that he does and has expressed himself about homophobia or the LGBTQ community in the way that he does. Like Young Miami, I'm not about to campaign against you or them fucking Oscars over that shit. I'm just not going to support you. Right. And I was already over your antics because of the Cowboys and Indians party that you had. And not even that, the response to it. Because like as I said about the party when we talked about it, I saw them pictures and I was like, this wasn't a great idea. But I didn't think he was going to basically come back and say, y'all can suck my dick about it. So I already wasn't in a great place feeling that way. And I've never enjoyed Kevin Hart as the host of anything. You know what I'm saying? Like anything. I wouldn't want him to see him host the grand opening of a new Foot Locker. I want to see Kevin Hart host anything. I've said that already. So this to me just felt like a win-win. You know, like... Came for the gays, came for the natives, didn't want to apologize for nothing, thought you were too good. Now, I don't even have to watch you on this award show that I wanted to watch anyway, because as a new member of the Writers Guild of America, you know, they've been sending me all kinds of like little DVDs and free. I've been getting scripts for the films and things. I was like, Link, you know, they want me to consider the girls now. Like,
getting screeners and
like,
shit.
oh my goodness. So I said, well, you know, I would actually like to watch the Academy Awards and like have an opinion if Lady Gaga's going to take away an award.
Yeah.
So now that I don't have to watch Kevin Hart, you know, he yuck through that whole ass goddamn ceremony. Like, fine for me. Now, down to like the meat of the situation, is Kevin Hart homophobic? Like, do those tweets make him homophobic? Once again, I would just like to start by saying that I personally don't give a shit, and I don't know.
I would guess yes.
I would guess that it's not looking great. I know lots of his friends and fans would like for us to feel differently, although he literally said on the same as the stand-up thing that one of his biggest fears is that his son would be gay.
Yep, he definitely said
gay that. Fears, homophobia, like the words just matter. You know, that's how it is. Tory Hart's black ass is up on here.
Oh my God.
Tory Hart.
I couldn't believe that shit.
Went into hair and makeup, my nigga.
Did she? Did she go into hair and makeup?
Barely went into hair and makeup, my nigga.
There you go.
To go on Inside Edition and shed tears.
That was so ugly.
Over this nigga not hosting the fucking award show. My kids.
That was so ugly.
Him seen this. So you're crying over your kids seeing their daddy not being able to host or choosing not to host the Oscars again. But like the whole part about him joking about busing them over the head with dollhouses.
That was nothing.
Oh, because that was a joke. Okay, great. Here's the thing. I think that like the whole Caucasian idea of I would not actually act out these different forms of violence against these people, so I'm not this thing. That's so dumb. It's just like, just because you would not actually beat your son for being gay, if we're even to believe you.
Right.
For saying that. Does not mean, right.
I don't.
Right. Does not mean that you are not perpetuating that same bullshit happening constantly. You think that just because you would not actually bust a dollhouse over your fucking baby's head, that plenty of the people who are laughing at you saying it would not do it or have not done things like that?
Allegedly, you wouldn't.
You think that there aren't little gay kids that are getting their ass beat every fucking day right now for being gay, but it's a joke? Cool. So Tory Hart, you can shut up. Everybody who feels that way, y'all can also shut up. Like, you don't get to claim to be tolerant or cool with gay people, black people, dark-skinned women, women in general, Asian people. Like, you don't get to do any of that because you just, you know, don't go on a killing spree. You know, like that's...
We're not applauding that. Sorry, girl.
So, in a nutshell, Kevin Hart and his homophobia and him dealing with the consequences of his homophobia by no longer hosting this award show, fine as wine in my book. Couldn't care less. That man will be fine. He's a working engine. Like, Kevin Hart is a train of jobs.
Yeah.
Okay? Not only does he have many offered to him constantly, he creates many for himself and for others. So Kevin Hart, people talking about, well, Tori had to go on Inside Edition to protect the bag. Ha, 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 ha. Like, that fucking Oscars, like, listen.
Tori went on Inside Edition because Inside Edition asked. And Tori was like, somebody's asking?
Furthermore, I wouldn't be surprised if Tori or whoever works with or alongside Tori sent out some emails like, would anybody like to hear my opinion?
Would not be surprised at all.
Would not. Like, I don't think that somebody at Inside was like, let's hit up Tori. They probably hit up Kevin and Aniko and got dial tone and was like, well, who else? Tori still got the last name Hart. Let's ask her for her opinion.
Right.
Girl, go back in the house.
Yeah, gross.
Kevin Hart will be just fine. I don't know why y'all are acting like this. Actually, I do. Anyways.
Yeah.
Let's get back into, because I feel like what affected me more from this situation really had less to do with Kevin and his tweets or his reaction to any of it or whatever. Like, he did pretty much the same thing that he has done for a lot of his career in these situations, which is start by saying, I'm not going to do it. I don't have to apologize for these things. Y'all are just being negative, laugh, find something to be positive about. And then did go on to say whatever about, I want to bring people together. My whole mission is to bring people together. And I'm sorry if I've hurt anybody, whatever, which is like, you could have done that in the Rolling Stone interview. You could have done that when at the Academy Awards asked you to do it, but you wanted to do what you wanted to do. Cool, you did it. You're going to be fine and rich regardless. And Kenzo is adorable. So let's move on into all of the ways that the rest of you niggas got on my nerves. First of all, I would just like to take the pettiness and just like, let's start with the pettiest portion, in my opinion, the pettiest portion of this whole thing. White people. Now,
I'm getting off the mic.
I said this on Twitter already, but I actually found it quite funny that white people immediately rushed to get him chopped over some homophobic tweets from 2009, 2010, 2011, whatever, but had nothing to say when he gave his whole scrotum to the Native American community. Let me tell you something. I can't think of a year in recent memory where we have not discussed the genocide of the indigenous people who lived here.
Right.
Like, there hasn't been a Columbus Day or a Thanksgiving that I could think of in like the past however many years where we haven't had an internet-wide reminder from people like, hey, just a quick reminder, this day that you're celebrating today is complete bullshit. Here's what white people actually did to us. Just so you know, still feeling the effects of it today. Quick reminder. So I refuse to believe that nobody in production at the Academy Awards was privy to the Cowboys and Indians party happening on Thanksgiving, the backlash to the party, Kevin Hart's response to the backlash, the backlash to Kevin Hart's response to the backlash, Kevin Hart's response to the backlash to Kevin Hart's response to the backlash, or the backlash to Kevin Hart's response to the backlash to Kevin Hart's response to the backlash. I refuse to believe that nobody within the weeks or week and some change that all of that stuff was going on back and forth. Kevin Hart on his own platforms told Native Americans to suck his dick. And nobody said anything about that. He got to announce his hosting right after that. Okay? It wasn't a matter of hours that they were like, you know who should host this? Kevin, let's call him and ask him what he thinks. And even if that was how it happened, my nigga, you could have immediately gone to his social media and seen him trying to drag people. So I don't even understand. Like, you're not going to convince me that nobody in production, not a single white face over there, didn't know about what the fuck was going on with that. That's first. But the day that white folks unearthed them homophobic tweets from yesteryear, they wanted an apology. Peak white activism. Because let me tell you something. If each and every single one of those tweets and comments that Kevin Hart had made were specific to black gay people, he'd still be hosting. Nobody would ask him to do anything. Because the fact of the matter is, white people can be gay, they can't be Native Americans. So they had no issue with that because you wouldn't talk about them. Oh, but let me tell you something. You won't be coming for the white gays. They've got real estate up in this Hollywood shit, bitch. Whether you know them or you don't know them. And you're not coming for them, their friends, their family. You're not coming for lots of the Me Too girls who were at the Oscars last year. You won't come for their brunch buddies. You won't come for their personal shoppers. Woo! They're not going to let you come for their white gays. And white gays ain't going to let you come for them. If it was us, though, specifically us Negro gays, there would be no issue because white gays don't give a fuck about us unless they want some dick.
No.
So.
And you would be done to think otherwise because they literally did not give a fuck about the Native Americans a week and a half prior to this.
Not to mention so many of y'all overlooking our existence, which I will get to in a second. But I just wanted to point out, so white. So white. The whole thing happening in itself is such a white thing, and I just wanted to let y'all know. Once again, Caucasians, I peeped y'all. But once again, it doesn't really, it's not going to slide us here too much off course here because so many things. So I think I found the most annoying and disheartening about this situation. Well, more annoying this first part, but so many of y'all missed the point in what is going on in this situation. And it was actually quite alarming. I think maybe what God was attempting to do in this situation was just remind us of how many of y'all are so very blatantly and confidently stupid. So many of y'all who were attempting to defend Kevin in this situation, like almost all of the defenses that I saw were like,
oh no,
easily disputed. Like I could have easily gone right back to you and been like, here's why this is dumb and doesn't make any sense. I won't even need too many characters. We could go back to 140 if you want to be honest with you, or however many it was. One thing that I saw people saying a lot, and I see people say this a lot of every time a comedian gets in trouble for saying something super offensive, which is that he's just a comedian. That's his job. He tells jokes. What do you expect? He's a comic. Oh my God. Okay. Haven't worked as a performing comic as long as Kevin Hart. I don't think so. No. I don't think so. And definitely have not made nearly the amount of strides. However, I don't think that I even have to work in comedy, entertainment, or anything to believe or to know this to be fact. Just because you're a comedian, it does not mean that you can be a raging, bigoted asshole without consequence. Well. You just can't do it. And don't get me wrong, if raging, bigoted asshole is your shtick, like if that's your comedy angle, go for it. Because there are plenty of people who think it's funny to say that you would bust a dollhouse over a baby's head for being gay. As, you know, people pointed out, it was simply a joke. Even the mother of said baby.
Right.
So, if that's your thing, tell your jokes. Whatever it is, I do believe that it is a part of the job of a comic to sort of know where the line is and tap dance on that motherfucker. I feel like the best comedy comes in like challenging people's level of comfort in certain things. But that doesn't mean that you cannonball your ass past the motherfucking line and land in the abyss somewhere and be like, well, job's done. Anybody who's pissed, too bad. No, you can say and tell whatever jokes it is that you feel like you want to write or perform. But it doesn't mean that nobody can challenge you or tell you that you're wrong or how you're offensive behind those jokes just because you're a comic. No, you don't have to stand up. And in fact, I feel like that's probably one of the most important things that you can take away as a performing comedian, in my opinion. Because it's like, if you tell a joke, well, let's say like a homophobic joke or a joke about gay people or a joke about transgender people, for instance, and gay people, transgender people come in and are like, this was mind-blowingly offensive, and here are all of the reasons why. I feel like the beautiful thing that you can do in that situation is take away what these people are saying to you and apply it to the future.
Yes.
So that then the next time that it's not like, okay, well, I'm just not going to tell no gay jokes. It's like, now I can figure out what is like too far, how this was a bad joke. Even if you're telling jokes about ketchup. Like, when you go on stage or you sit in front of a microphone or you go on TV or whatever, if your ketchup joke is not funny, nobody laughs. I feel like it's kind of your assignment then to go back and be like, well, why is this? And tune it up so that you get a different reaction. You can make everybody in that motherfucker laugh. Gay, straight, black, white, tall, green, whatever the fuck. So The excuse of he or she is a comedian, it's just not, I'm tired of it. It's not gonna fly. You being a comedian just doesn't mean that you get to say whatever the fuck you want to, and nobody should be able to say anything about it, or nobody should be offended or hurt by it because your job is to tell jokes. That's not the way the world works. So on that note, Nick Cannon, you wasted a whole lot of time, bandwidth, and data by going on Twitter and searching fag under a whole bunch of white women's fucking Twitter accounts. No, not to mention, the white women you choose are Sarah Silverman, Chelsea Handler, Amy Schumer. White people, many of us, have already decided we can't stand for the exact same reasons. What are you talking about?
Man.
So now all of a sudden you want white privilege? Is that what you're saying? You want the ability to be ignorant without consequence the same way that white people can?
Yeah.
Because we've known for the longest time that white people can't get away with being ignorant, with being prejudiced, with being awful, and still have access to pretty much everything. Where were y'all when Roseanne was dressing up like Hitler and making jokes about Jewish people? Why weren't you defending her then? Why weren't you defending Roseanne when she got chopped? Because I seem to remember a lot of y'all shouting for glory and talking about how you were so excited you didn't have an issue with then. Right. Roseanne is also a comedian.
Well,
I don't think that Roseanne plans on just taking a bunch of Jewish people and putting them on a baking sheet and shoving them in the oven. No. So that was just a joke, right? Why weren't you defending Roseanne in that moment?
Because it was fucking terrible. You could see how that was terrible.
But you can't see that with us because you don't give a fuck about us. You don't see us. That in itself is the problem, and I'm so tired of trying to explain that to y'all. Next.
I just can't believe the holy trinity of white women we don't fuck with.
Like, the nerve.
Are they canceled now?
Not even.
Hell yes, they canceled. They been canceled.
You didn't pick Ellen. My nigga, you didn't pick, like, Melissa McCarthy or, like...
The white girls we hate the most. Sarah fucking Silverman.
The great, like... Sarah Silverman needs to be thanking her lucky stars that Ralph has another movie. Because Wreck-It Ralph 1 and 2 probably the best things that has ever happened to her.
I never saw those.
Oh, well, Wreck-It Ralph was a very good movie.
I don't know what that is.
I enjoyed it.
It's a video game movie?
Yeah, actually. It's like a movie based on...
Oh, okay.
Like some arcade games or whatever. Yes, but she voices one of the characters in the movie. I actually saw the movie before I knew that she voiced a character in it. Yeah. But only... nearly positive thing I could think to say about Sarah Silverman.
I wasn't trying to take away from you, because you're on a roll here. I couldn't believe that of all the white women he could have pointed out.
Let me tell you something.
The three we hate the most. Amy fucking Schumer.
Let me step back on when I said that y'all have been defending this nigga with like blanks. Like all of your defenses have been utterly ridiculous. So Nick Cannon, that was stupid because we already hate them bitches. And because even if we didn't, like you saying like, these women are ignorant, why can't my friend be ignorant? Like that's not gonna fly for me. Furthermore, a lot of y'all who are trying to defend him, like you regular degular ass niggas, have just been copying and pasting sentiments from other people that you feel like make sense. I've seen people who've actually entered my mentions, me, Kid Fury, Kidfury, my mentions, and tagging those same three people. One nigga said to me that
oh no.
One nigga said to me, you gotta keep the same energy with Kevin that you do for all these white women that you be caping for. And then tagged Sarah, Amy, and the other one, Chelsea Handler.
Who be caping for?
KID.
You be caping for?
I was the only person tagged in this tweet.
What? Well, since when? I've never heard you say anything nice. I've never heard it.
I felt so doofy for responding to this person because usually I let trolls go. Yeah. But like I said, sir,
sometimes
this is massively incorrect. Like, not only have I never caped for these women, I strongly dislike each of them. Not one or two, every one of the women you just named for the same things.
I'm so confused.
So, what? Somebody else said that I should leave Kevin alone because I'm always going up for Hillary Clinton. Who are y'all talking about?
When?
Like, I know there are other people with Fury in their name, so maybe you're confused. Maybe there's another Fury that also is glad that Kevin Hart is not hosting the Oscars, and maybe they love it. I don't know, but I don't know who y'all are talking to. Like, what?
Like y'all are putting experiences that just have not happened. They just haven't happened.
I saw a comment from one person, a tweet that also sort of echoed feelings that a lot of y'all seem to have, which this Black girl's tweet went something along the lines of Black people have been fighting for equality for however many years. And here gay people come trying to fight for their sex life. And like that becomes more important than Black rights or whatever.
What? Oh,
two quick things,
God,
dummy.
Help me, God.
Two real quick. Actually, this is more than two, but I'm going to just keep it to two because we have, we go home.
Oh, my God.
So two quick things I'm going to give to you is, first of all, for you to minimize the gay experience and our fight for equality to our sex lives is so typical and so, like, it's like bottom basic level ignorant as far as homophobia is concerned. Like, it just means that you think of us as, walking balls of perversion, as many old churchgoers have continued to call us and still do in their church homes and things like that. Like, you think that our existence on this earth is limited to sex and our sexual desires, and we're all some sort of nymphomaniac beasts.
There are plenty of gay people who don't have sex and are still gay as hell.
And I want to also add on to that fact that most of us who do have sex, that's not a struggle for us. Like, we gave y'all Tinder. Like, we don't really have, our sex lives for a lot of us, like, fucking, we can do that. We cool with that. It's the whole, like, not having dollhouses bust over our head just for existing.
Woo.
That part's a little bit more complicated. But sure, our sex lives, that's it. Also, remember when I said that, like, a lot of y'all overlook our existence, Black gays? This is what I was talking about. Sweetie, Black gay people, Black queer people, Black trans people, we exist. We're a real thing.
We weren't just invented like a few years ago.
We are also affected by Kevin's jokes and influence. Probably more so, definitely more so 100%. Than white gays. Because, many, if not most of us, come from Black homes and Black environments where the things that Kevin was joking about, like, that's like the real experience that we're growing up in. Like, most of us Black queer people have grown up with parents that don't want us to be gay or, might harm us mentally, emotionally, or physically, or all of those things simply for being gay, as if we came out the womb and were like, doctor, give me some of that gay sauce. That's the one I want.
Right.
So
Casual homophobia, like, all the time.
How you're overlooking our experience, I don't even. But past that, homie who tagged me in those 3 names also said to me,
I feel like I gotta go find this tweet. Did he delete it?
I don't know.
I gotta go find it. That's funny.
But I know my response to it is on Twitter, so you probably just go find it.
Let me just go find you. That's easier.
He also said something to me like, you're Black before you're LGBTQ. And that is something that more than one person has said to me.
How would you know, bitch?
First of all, when he said that you're Black before you're LGBTQ, I was like, all right, I already know the conversation I'm having. Like, I know where you're at on the spectrum, So the fact that you, rather than saying gay, you said you're LGBT. Like, I can't be all the letters. I'm not all of them. I'm not. And so the fact that you even spoke about it in that way lets me know that you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Not to mention the fact that you seem to think that I caped for 3 bitches that I don't like.
Right.
But to that I say, to people, somebody else said your Blackness trumps your gayness. This, that. Like, I saw that from a ton of people.
Are y'all nuts?
I don't even understand where your brain can be at for that to even make, like, a sliver of sense to you. But here, I'll just say this instead. You've acknowledged that I'm Black and gay. You'd like to put them in whatever direction you want. Mm-hmm. But as a Black person, I have to deal with the same racism that you deal with every single day. As well as homophobia, such as the shit that you're giving me right now.
Right.
Every day. My nigga, I have to deal with white people and their shit and everybody else who don't like gays and their shit too. At the same time. I don't deal with racism on Monday to Friday and then the homophobia is a weekend thing. Nigga. I deal with both of these things at the same time every day. So, bitch, you don't get to tell me where my race comes in or where it falls in line with the rest of my other things. You don't get that right. You don't get to tell me where my blackness falls, bitch. When was the last time that you even marched for any motherfucking thing? You just want to continue to be ignorant and black and dumb as hell, and you wanted to hear Kevin Hart go and tell some yuck jokes on the Oscar stage, and you're not getting it no more. All right, motherfucker? So I don't know what the fuck it is that you think that you're like. You're not going to do that with me. You don't get to place shit in order over here.
Woo! I found the tweet, and it's really bad.
Not to mention, look at it.
He's dumb. And then said he hasn't been able to listen to a full episode of The Read lately because it's one-sided opinions when it comes to this LGBT and Me Too stuff. It's annoying.
I'm kind of on one side of the LGBT
Sorry about
thing.
that. Not really going to be able to see both sides on rape, nigga.
Fucking dumbass. Good riddance. Never come back.
Woo, some of y'all are really stupid as shit.
Like, I did not see one person who said anything sensible to me. Not even almost a plausible argument.
Oh my God, that's funny as fuck.
Much like I rarely see comedians who make these outlandish, offensive-ass jokes and then have something sensible to say about it afterwards.
Right.
Like, oh, well, I totally get where these people are coming from, and here's why I told that joke. Here's where the angle came from, or why blah, 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 blah. It's always, I don't care, I'm a joke, I'm a comedian, and too bad. Oh, well.
Right.
So that's just not gonna fly for me personally. The rest of y'all can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm already like quite satisfied with things as far as this Kevin Hart situation is concerned. Because again, like I already stated, I didn't care to see him hosted anyway, and I thought that he kind of has a lot to learn about accountability. So that's where I'll just wrap everything up, Kevin. All of the things that I just named outside of your portion and Tori's portion. Like all of the bullshit that motherfuckers are spewing to me, to people like me, to people who think that gay people should just be able to exist or have parents that are kind and loving to them, regardless of who they choose to love or spend their life. Like, the experience and the statements that are being made on your behalf because of you saying that you would break a dollhouse over your baby's head, like that's kind of why accountability and responsibility for some jokes is important.
Yep.
I said some because, again, I understand people are going to be offended by all kinds of things. Any old thing you said. PETA wants us to say we'll take the rose by the thorns. And I'm not going to do that because not only does it not make any sense, it don't make no damn sense. Like it doesn't make sense.
So stupid.
Okay, so sensitivity is all over the place with all kinds of people. And some stuff I could totally be like, nigga, I just said that I wanted some juice. Like, I don't, like whatever. You know, like sometimes I can totally be like, okay, I offended maybe 13 of y'all and this is stupid. I'm not going to say anything. But again, Kevin Hart chose to say things multiple times that weren't my bad.
Right.
You know? Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, and I will say that there's a very big difference between offending people for like something they like or their own taste versus offending people based off who they are. And, you know, the fact that they get discriminated against in this world for being who they are. Like, if you say you a dumb bitch if you brush your teeth and then drink orange juice or whatever. Like, maybe people who really love the taste of mint and orange will be upset with you by that, you know, or they'll be offended. But that's very different from being offended because somebody is saying if my son was gay, I would break a house over his head.
If a child, my child, were gay.
Niggas.
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, but I would not do that. Oh, he would never, it was just a joke. What the fuck are you? Anyways, Kevin, hope some lessons were learned in this process.
Holy God.
They may have been jokes, but there is truth in every single joke. And there are real people out here living in some of the darkest truths of these jokes that you be telling. And it's not fair to act like they don't exist or their experience does not matter just because you're this rich popping comedian who simply wanted to host the Academy Awards. All of that is bullshit. Y'all can kiss the crack of my ass if you have a problem with that shit because you don't respect me or any fucking shit. Like go and do whatever it is that you want to do over there in Dummy Land. But it's just not gonna fly over here. It's not. So Woo! On that note, I think I'm just about done. I didn't even pretend like it was going to be short this week.
No, you didn't. Amen.
Because I knew it was not going to.
I will, obviously I agree with everything you just said. And, it can't be just jokes when kids are really dying at the hands of homophobic parents and guardians all the time. It isn't jokes when people are really killing their babies because they think their babies are gay.
Or placing them in such a state of darkness that they kill or harm themselves because of what you make them feel.
It's just not fucking funny.
Like, that's just not really.
It's just not funny.
But laugh it up, honey. You just ain't gonna be laughing that shit up on stage hosting no motherfucking Oscars.
And
that's because you chose not to do it.
And
it's, let me tell you something, it's way more than fine for me. So
when the Oscars said they might not have a host, I'm like, let's go with that.
Why don't we do that?
Let's just have a voice over the loudspeaker announcing who's coming to the stage to present the award.
MC Light is great at that. If you've
really
been thinking of
she's
someone.
really good. Y'all call MC Light.
Don't think she has homophobic tweets. I'm not sure.
I mean, I know she married a man, but
all right, we can
on
finish.
that note, that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out at thisistheread.com and on social media at thisistheread. Thank you so much, Seattle, for coming out. That's where we were.
Yes.
The schedule has been hectic. So Miami, y'all are up next. The last show on the tour for this year, and we are done. And Miami, that'll be you this Saturday.
Yep, see you there. And speaking of shows, we have an announcement for our 6-year anniversary.
Wow, already?
Yeah, 6 of them.
Jesus. No, I just couldn't believe Alex was announcing the show already. It's so far away.
I thought. I don't know what the fuck. I mean, to be honest with you. But
okay, well.
Again, I'm reading what's in front of my face.
Okay.
So, 6 years. Our 6-year anniversary show is taking place Saturday, February 23rd at Town Hall. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a little extra special and things of that nature. Tickets are going to be available at noon on Friday. I guess that's why we're announcing it now. So, noon Eastern time this Friday. If you want to come and hang out with us here in New York City for our 6-year anniversary show, might have some surprises and things for you. You never know. Go to Ticketmaster or thereadlive.com. Get tickets for that. Also, we're having a holiday pop-up shop / toy drive here in the city coming up on the 21st of December. I do that every year. So from 6 to 10. You can come out. We'll have the information, the address, and things like that will be on our Instagram. This is The Read. All toy donations are going to go to St. Mary Children's Hospital in Queens. All toys need to be new and unwrapped. No stuffed animals, unfortunately. So, okay, no, going over to your baby mother's house and just scooping up something off of the floor or over to your cousin's house or whatever, just even a Dwayne Reed toy, they got toys will do.
Yep.
All kinds of things will be great to make someone's day this holiday season. So again, December 21st, 6 to 10 here in New York City. Come give some toys for the kids, make somebody's holiday special. And you can also get some of our weird and eccentric holiday merch. Like sweaters where we're bearded and look like the Clauses, mugs, lighters, pins, and things of that nature. Accoutrement.
Yes, accoutrement.
That. So I think that's it.
All right. I'm excited. Anytime I go to a toy store to get stuff for kids, I get very swept up, very wrapped up.
It's so fun.
Because it's just like, man, I remember unwrapping presents and stuff as a kid and being like, this is the best day of my life. Christmas was the one day I could not sleep. It was like the one day I could not go to sleep.
We should have a friend's Christmas where we all wear onesies and we buy each other childish gifts.
Okay.
And we sit underneath a Christmas tree and we're all we recreate.
Okay.
Recreate that magic of a child's Christmas.
Well, you know what? I feel like we can come pretty close. Like, if nothing else, we're just going to have a good ass time.
And get fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, a child's Christmas with weed and alcohol, of course.
Obviously, weed and alcohol in the onesie.
We're not Puritans. Right. No, it actually sounds like a great idea. We should do that.
Can you make weed cider?
My mama just texted me talking about, did you call me? No, sis, I have been in the studio for 3 hours.
Yeah, quite a way.
All right. Anyway, are we done?
Yeah, we're done this week.
Okay.
The acronym is going to be DBN.
Shout out to Michael Cohen.
What is going on? Y'all going to jail. Period. I feel like that. We don't even need to do the acronym.
Okay.
Why not end it there?
Bye, y'all.